it slipped my mind to look, but...
Come on now, Supermom, don't let stuff like that slip their mind. You said you were Supermom,
yeah,
right?
You guys are arresting me and accusing me of shit that I didn't even do!
Tallahassee, the capital city of Florida, while one of the northernmost cities in the state, it's still known for its warm and humid weather in the winter months. Like on December 10th in 2019, when the highs of the day were well above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. On that typical Florida day, 2 small children, aged 1 and 3, were exposed to inhumanely high temperatures inside the filthy, cramped room of a mobile home where their biological mother was living with an illegal immigrant, who was not their biological father, but took on responsibility of a parent. The so-called father went to check on the kids and found them unresponsive and overheated in the trailer. Him and the mother tried to cool off the children to no avail. In desperation, they called 911. Police officers arrived and found the children unconscious and still hot to the touch. Life-saving measures were enacted immediately, and the children were rushed to the local hospital. A preliminary search of the home revealed that the room the children had been found in was too hot to sustain human life and a biohazard of filth. Officers realized that they had once before been called to this home, when the 3-year-old had been found walking alone in the street while the parents were sleeping inside. Detectives were assigned to investigate further. The gravely ill children were taken to a hospital. Brittany and Pedro were placed in separate interrogation rooms, and the concurrent interrogations begin. As you will see, the pair will learn that one of the 2 kids, the 1-year-old, sadly did not make it, and the 3-year-old was on life support. Let's see what they have to say about what happened.
Hey, Pedro?
Hey.
Hey, how are you, man?
Good.
I'm Detective Brock, Sheriff's Office, okay?
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing, man? You holding up okay?
I'm okay, just a little tired.
A little tired?
Yeah.
Why are you so tired? Were you long day?
No. I worked 9 days.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
stop. And finally yesterday, done the project, and I'm tired.
Okay. What kind of work do you do?
Almost everything. Framing,
Oh, okay.
sheetrock, finish, painting.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read you something before we begin to talk, okay?
Okay.
And I have it in English and I have it in Spanish. Which one would you prefer? Your first language is Spanish, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to confirm your name. So you're Pedro, right?
Yeah.
What's your citizenship status here? Are you a natural citizen, or are you just visiting?
No, I'm illegal.
Yeah, you're illegal? Okay.
No.
All right, I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I'm not worried about that right now. Okay. So how old are you?
27 years.
27 years old.
No. 27.
37.
Oh,
37.
37.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, I think you look older than 27.
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is whenever we interview people and we bring them to the sheriff's office like we did you.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty standard that we inform people of why you're here, and it's what we call Miranda rights. Okay. So it doesn't mean that you're in trouble. It doesn't mean you're going to jail. Okay. I just want you to understand that when we talk to you, that you understand that make sure you understand what rights are for you, and that we want to continue to talk to you. I want to find out what happened today. That's my whole point.
That's right. I understand, because if you want to make a question, I'm gonna answer, because I don't have nothing to ocultar. I'm gonna say what's happened. This is I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Because that's no really good situation for me or the kids or Brittany, because nobody want to happen situation like that.
Okay. So you understand why we're here,
Yeah.
and you're comfortable with talking to me
Yeah.
about what happened and how we got here, right? Okay, cool. All right, that's what I want to make sure. So do you have any questions about that?
No. you told me that you're gonna say make questions, and
Just
everything is about what happened.
Right.
It's alright.
Okay. Okay.
I got no money now because some guy don't pay me,
Yeah.
and then I was talking maybe 5 minutes. When I back to the inside, Brittany was talking with the insurance people. I go to the room. I see the little guy and over the floor, but I was thinking that he was sleeping. You see the older.
Was he on his stomach or on his back?
No, in the back.
Yeah, on his back.
That's weird. And the heater was connected. I see the two to my the other the Julio just make noise like that. He get a little closer. I see really no. You can see when somebody is not in good, right?
Yeah.
You see
How was?
my first reaction was screaming, Brittany, come here! Something happened, and disconnect the heater. Because that was really hot.
So you disconnected the heater?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is my first reaction when I see the little kids really bad. Was really hot, and I started to screaming, Brittany, come here! Something happened, come here! And I started to touch the guy. They said that she take the little kid, and me take the other kid. We go to run to the shower because they was really hot. And the little kid, they don't respond. And she started to cry. That was a chaos in this moment, and she started to call the 911. And when the 911 answered, asking what happened with the kids, something, and they told us we need to go outside. Something like they need fresh air or something. But I was made with the little kid, Julio. I was making, I don't know what to say it in English, but
You blow in the mouth?
yeah.
You were doing that to Julio?
Yeah,
Okay.
because that was he was bad, really bad.
Was he breathing by himself?
Just make like
He was having a hard time breathing?
Yeah, you can see
Was his eyes open?
Yeah.
His eyes were open?
Yeah.
What color was his skin? Was it normal or was it different?
No, that was different. That's why I told you. You can see when somebody is in good situation. When I see that they get close, I see that was not normal.
What was not normal? Tell me.
Like if you white, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can see when you not white, if you get a different colors, like
Was it
too bad.
like this color?
No,
Was it blue?
no.
Red?
No,
No,
it's
red?
different. It's more clear. No,
Was it like
no,
paper
no,
white?
No, normal. Yeah.
Like white?
A little white.
So no color?
No, like you now. You get a little red color. So that when you
So
are
it's like,
normal.
like white, like if somebody
yeah.
gonna faint or hot or something.
Yeah.
Like the outlet.
Oh, like that. No, not really.
Yeah.
Not really well.
Okay.
That's why I started to scream and say, Brittany, something happened, because that's not normal. And I told you I was screaming and disconnected the heater, because these kids all the time turn it on the heater when they are in any room, something. I disconnect this when they no sleeping over there. Just when we don't need something, bring everything in that room. The other room is they sleeping at the other room, but everything is completely disordered in the house, because I told you we was 9 days out the house, just sleeping, wake up, eat something, back to the Panama City.
So while you were talking to your family on the phone, did Brittany eventually come outside on the phone with the insurance company to try to talk to you?
Yeah, just told me what's going on.
Okay. How long were the both of you outside on the phone together?
Oh, no. She was just in the door. He tell me that they come back because she was trying to explain me what was happening.
Okay.
We was talking.
So when you were on the phone with your family, did you did you end your phone call before Brittany ended her phone call with the insurance company?
No. I was talking with my family. She asking me if we back inside.
Yeah.
And I said my family, I gonna do something. I'm gonna call you. I will call you later. And then I'm back to the house.
And you went back inside.
Yeah.
And was Brittany still on the phone with the insurance company?
Yeah.
And where was she at? Inside or outside?
He back inside because she was in the door. I told you.
She was on the toilet?
In the door.
Oh, in the door.
Yeah. Trying
Okay.
to explain
So,
what's going on.
Okay. So when you got finished talking to your family, you went back inside and you were talking to Brittany, or did you do something else?
She told me she gonna get some papers about insurance policy, something like that. And she was looking for that, and I was checking the kids.
Okay.
That was.
And that's when you found them not looking good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were on your phone call about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
And
outside.
Outside. How long was Brittany on her phone call? I think you said
Half hour.
half
maybe.
hour, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But she didn't come outside. She was in the doorway or inside during the phone call.
I just pull outside, man. Just go outside, bring inside again. Just trying to. I was talking from the street.
Okay.
And that's why she was trying to back to the house.
So how many minutes do you think the kids were by themselves with nobody watching them? How long do you think they were inside?
I go to check the kids 2 times. I tell you was when.
While you're on the phone?
No, when we was trying to start to eat, and I say, get ready because we're gonna go to Quincy. The little guy just told me, okay. And
Brittany was still on the phone?
No.
She was off the
No.
phone?
That was when we trying to start to eat something.
Okay.
And I go to say the kid we're gonna go to somewhere. He said just okay. And that was when I started to eat. And he trying to call, he started to call, everything happened.
Okay.
Later.
All right. Were the boys, while you guys were on the phone, were they in the bedroom the whole time, or did they come out, go back in, or did they come out and stay in the living room? What did they do while you were on the phone?
We was in the living room, but I go to watch the kids 2 times. I told him when 5 minutes later, when they stay outside 5 or 10 minutes. That's make like 15 and 5 minutes.
Okay.
I check the kid because I thought that this guy is very hyper.
So when you checked the kids 2 times, like you said, what were the kids doing?
Just playing,
Just playing?
with the hands like that. The first time, they was playing like that in the floor.
Okay.
And the next time they are asking me for if he told me that we go now. No, you need to eat something. But that's all. I go back to the living room to eat. It's happening.
Okay. All right. So when you came back to check on them, when you found them not looking good with the skin not looking good, was the door open or closed?
That was open, but
It was
closed.
closed by that much. How were the boys laying? How close were they laying to the heater on the ground? The heater, You know, the black heater.
Mm-hmm.
How close were they to the heater?
Oh, they was not close.
Tell you what, do me a favor. Can you draw it? Draw. So if this is the bedroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's door. So where was the heater? Point to where the heater was.
was here.
The heater was here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the heater. Okay. Where was Julio?
They was playing over here.
He was playing. No. When you went back and you saw that they did not look good, you saw something was wrong. He was here. Okay. Where was his head?
And the son played.
Okay. So he was like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's Julio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where was Alex?
He was here.
Okay. Where was his head?
He was like sleeping.
Yeah, but was his head over here? Head over here? Draw that for me.
No, the same thing with Julio, like here.
Okay. And both of them on their back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's why I was thinking they was sleeping the first time when I see they. So the second time when I back to the, I said they are really quiet. They're gonna shake this kid because when they are quiet, they doing something.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever hear them crying or anything
No.
in the room?
No.
Okay. When you walked into the room, was the room hot?
Yeah, that was
Like really bad hot or just a little bit hot?
that was hard. I don't know if how would you say this bad.
Make you want to sweat?
I was not there, but that was hot.
It was hot?
That was hot.
Okay. And the heater was on?
Yeah, but the heater, I never connected the heater. This kid Julio all time made that thing.
So was the heater plugged in when you went back in?
But yeah,
The heater was plugged in.
was on.
And it was on. What setting was the heater on? Did you remember looking at that?
No.
On high, low, medium?
No, I don't know. I never checked that. I just when I see they know okay.
And the heater was on. They were not okay, and heater was on and blowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's why I my first reaction was disconnected here and starting to scream, Brittany, something happened, because that was hot. I telling you this. It's not normal when you see the people in a different colors. I was thinking they was sleeping. That was bad.
Okay. So when you saw that, how did was the body wet or was it dry? When you saw the
There
body?
was no wet, just dry.
Both of them dry?
Yeah, I see the little kid, that's dry. The older kid too, but this is with different color.
They both were different colors.
Yeah.
Who had the darker skin? Which one had more color, or which one was more white?
Julio, he was more white.
Julio was more white. Okay, so what were they wearing? Did they have clothes on?
What?
Both of the boys. What kind of clothes were they wearing? Clothes.
Short. I don't really remember. Julio was in a diaper
Mm-hmm.
and just a shirt. The other kid too. This is diaper and shirt.
Both a diaper and shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. And both of them were not awake? Both
Julio was awake.
Julio was awake? His
Yeah.
eyes were open?
Yeah.
Anything in his mouth?
No. But they said when when we was in the shower, because I opened the shower and trying to he get something. He was hot, and he's starting to make a sound in the mouth.
Okay. Was the skin very hot to the touch? Was the body hot?
Not very hot. Just when you have when it hot, the normal the weather is hot. You get your skin a little hot. It's hot, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
But you didn't think it was too hot?
No,
You think it was normal?
no, normal, but
It was warm? Maybe
yeah,
a little hot?
Yeah, that was a little hot. Like when the weather is hot.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Today was really hot.
Mhm. Okay, so both of them were. Did you touch Alex too?
Yeah,
And did he feel the same as Julio?
yeah.
Both hot?
The same thing.
Yeah. But Julio was awake. His eyes were open.
Yeah.
And what was Alex doing? His eyes closed.
No, he was with the eyes open and with the mouth open, and I think he was sleeping really weird.
He was sleeping with his eyes open.
Sometimes.
He does.
Yeah.
So were they moving? The body moving at all? They were still. They were just.
No,
Just,
Julia just more like doing like that, something like that. The other little kid don't move. That's why I was thinking that he was sleeping.
okay.
But
All right. So you checked on Julio, and would he wake up when you talked to him or touched him?
yeah, but he just made noise. Told you it's.
Yeah, just make noise.
Mhm.
Okay. So what made you think that you needed to put water on him? Why did you put water on his face?
Because I told you that was the room was hot, and he was had to, and said that when I say the kid, I said this is not normal.
Mhm.
He, I told him, you can see when something happened.
You
And
just
he
knew
said,
something wasn't right.
yeah, he kind of started to scream, Brittany, and said something happened, and come here, and I don't know. This is my reaction.
Yeah.
Get put more fresh water or something.
So you put water from the sink or from the bathtub?
You know, in the bathroom, I get I'm well a little wet, still a little wet.
In the bathtub or the sink?
No, in the bathroom. I put it because the Brittany was with the other kid with me, and we was trying to get water for both kids. They put it in the head and like for everybody and all the body.
Okay. All right. So you took him to the bathroom and you put water on Julio's head.
Mm.
Did you put it anywhere else? Just over his whole body or just his face?
No, just the face the first time, but he's starting to make something in the mouth.
Okay.
I said, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to, trying to bring water in all the body.
And when you yelled for Brittany, she came into the room and got Alex. And did she go to the bathroom with you or did she go somewhere else? She went to the bathroom with you?
No, she go with me to the bathroom.
And both you were put in water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Until you called 911?
Yeah.
Okay.
She still was talking with those people in the insurance, and she I don't say in English. It's when you finish, you could when you call in, would you say that?
When you finished calling?
Yeah, she finished the call with the insurance because we was in bad situation. They still was asking for bullshit, and she declined the call.
Oh, okay.
And he called 911.
Oh, she hung up.
Yeah.
She hung up on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, and called 911. All right. Did you work last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time did you finish working?
Maybe 9 o'clock. Not 7 o'clock. I finished, but we was waiting for these people show and pay us.
What time did you go to bed? What time did you go to sleep last night? Or was it
2 a.m. maybe.
2 a.m.?
2 a.m. 2 a.m.
So you finished work at 9 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
Not 7 o'clock, but we left. We left the house maybe 11 or 12 o'clock. It's different times, you know the situation, and I don't really sure what time.
Where did you go? When you got off work at 7 and at 11 o'clock you left, where did you go?
We not left the house. We stay over there.
Oh, I thought you said at 11 o'clock you did something else.
No. We left the house 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I don't remember. We come back to Tallahassee.
Okay, so you were working in Panama City,
Oh yeah.
and you finished at 7.
7.
And you drove back to Tallahassee.
Like no,
And
11
you
or
got back
12.
at around 11.
No. We left the house where I was working 11 or 12 o'clock. It's different time. I don't know. But we driving to Tallahassee. We back to Tallahassee.
Okay, and you had Brittany and the 2 boys were with you.
Yeah.
So you got back to Tallahassee around 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. I noticed that the door locks
Mm.
in the house, they're reversed in all the bedrooms, meaning that you can lock them from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Did you turn the locks?
The other people living there do the thing. I don't know why. That's no work. Doesn't work.
So did you put the locks on the doors in the house?
No. And in the back door, I put the new door, and the front door we put something security for the kid, because I told you this guy is hyper, and we don't want he escape.
Yeah, but who put the locks on the bedroom doors and the bathroom doors? Who installed the bedroom doors? Lock the door handle on the bedroom and the door handle on the bathrooms. Who put those handles on there?
That was like that.
When you moved in, it was like that.
Yeah, just I put the new door, and we put security.
Yeah.
And the back door.
Not the front door, not the back door, but the bedroom doors. Where the bedroom door, this room, the locks on the door. Who did those door locks? Who put those on there?
That was like that.
How long have you been around the boys? How long have you been with them?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, like 7 months.
7 months.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel about the boys?
I'm okay. Just I'm take care about this kid, because I told you that he is very hyper all the time. I'm watching the guy because he's a problematic guy. He you really need to take care about the kid. No, the little kid never make problem.
Okay.
Just crying when need some food or something like that. The other kid, you gotta watch that kid.
Yeah.
That's why all the time.
Does who watches the kids most of the time? You or Brittany?
Brittany, she watching the guy is the son. She is the mother. But I watching the kid, these kids, Julio, because he is really hyper all time trying to watch him, this kid.
Does she? Do you think she takes care of the kids very good? She take
normal. Normal mother.
Okay.
I think this is normal mother. Watching the kids, bringing food. Normal. I don't see nothing out the normal.
Okay.
You can see when some mother, hit the kids or something. Just talking with the kids. That's normal for me.
The two boys, you know, they went to the hospital, right? They went to ambulance and they went to hospital. Okay. They when the deputies got there on scene, both of them, when you and Brittany gave the boys to the deputies on scene, they weren't responsive. They tried to blow in their mouth and they put the machine up to them, tried to shock them to wake them back up because they were on the verge of dying. Okay, they were very, 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 very sick. Okay, so they're at the hospital right now, not doing too well. Okay, and I'm concerned about the welfare of the boys. Okay, and I'm concerned about how good that Brittany and you watch the boys and take care of the boys. Okay, so while I was on scene, the neighbor Gina made a comment to Brittany and said, "I knew this was going to happen." Why would she say that?
I don't know. These people is have problems.
Okay.
Brittany, I don't know why she say that, but she today in the morning, Brittany told me, Gina called me and tell me asking for some papers. She not living here. What you want? I don't know. She called me. The last time Brittany called to the sheriff, he said that these people he passed around the house, checking, make the husband make a sign like that. She was put a order for that.
Okay.
She is mad. I don't know what is the problem.
Well, they were hugging and Brittany was crying. And Gina said, "I knew this would happen." Why would Gina say that? What I'm asking you is, and Brittany's taking care of the kids. You say she's a good mother, and I believe that. But are there some things that Brittany could do better? Because I'm concerned that these boys were left alone for a very long time in that bedroom with the heater on. And that caused them to fall on the floor and become unresponsive and not awake. Like you said, you saw them, you're like, something was wrong, right? Because of the color. I need to know what happened, okay? Because we know that two little boys who don't have a lot of clothes on inside of a little room with a heater blowing, and you know we tested how hot that heater can blow. How hot?
Yeah.
Guess how much heat? How many degrees that heater can blow?
I don't know.
150.
No, I don't know.
I'm telling you because we have a measure. A temperature measure, like guys who install AC units and stuff, they have a laser, and they can put it on, and they can tell you how hot or cold something in the air blowing, right? So that heater puts out 150 degrees of hot air. So you got a room, a very small room, and you got two little boys in that room that nobody's watching, and they're in there with the heater. That's why I was asking you, how long were you on the phone? How long was Brittany on the phone? How long were the boys by themselves? Because we got two boys at the hospital that are very sick right now. Okay? Now we got information that's constantly coming in because we have another detective at the hospital that's watching them, the medical staff. And we got information that's continually being updated because I don't know if they're good or bad. I don't know. Okay?
Okay.
But they're not doing good. All right? So I need to find out what happened. Why are these boys in that room with reverse locks where they can't let themselves out? They got a heater blowing on 150 degrees, and they were left alone in there. And now you go in there and they're sleeping. The color's bad on them, and next you know we have to call 911. You're getting water on them. What happened?
I told you what happened.
Yeah. So I want to make sure, because I'm gonna go talk to Brittany. Okay, I talked to her once already out there at the house, and I'm gonna talk to her again. But are you aware of the history of? Did you know Brittany before she moved down here from Virginia? Did you know Brittany before? No. Did you know anything about Brittany's parental history? How the issues that she has with her own children?
I talk with the family for fun.
Did they tell you anything about how she is with her kids?
Video calls.
Okay. Well, I want you to understand that Brittany has a lot of open investigations against her for abuse and neglect on the children. And she's had 3 kids taken from her before she came down to Florida. Okay? She terminated the rights to those children. I'm concerned about the supervision of the kids at the home while you were there and while Brittany was there. And something has happened where, whether it was a mistake or just some people know, the kids are playing, it's okay, and you're on the phone, and then next thing you know, the kids are in a room closed up like this with the heater blowing hot, 150 degrees. 150 degrees. And for little boys like that, they can't last in a room very, very long at all with that kind of air blowing on them. And next thing you know, they're on their backs when you come in that room. So I need you to help me understand what happened, because I'm trying to protect these kids. Okay? I'm not saying that you've done anything wrong, but I want to make sure that you give me all the truth that's involved in what happened, okay? Because if you were outside with Brittany longer than 10 or 15 minutes, I want to know that.
No. I got my cell phone, and it's no long calls.
Okay.
And I telling you the truth. That was happened, and this is.
So you never saw anything, because we have reports of the kids running around outside in the streets, nobody around. These type of things, that there's a long history.
The last time, and this kid did, that was change everything, the locks. I told you, this kid go outside. That was Sunday. We was sleeping. He was sleeping in the room, but at some point he wake up. He go outside, and I say the owner house, we need a new doors, and if he bring me the doors, we put locks and the top.
So he can't go out.
Yeah,
okay.
And I put everything, because I told you this kid is very hyper.
Well, let me ask you a question. You said, let's back up a little bit. You said you went and checked on the boys 2 times, right?
Yeah.
Was the heater on both times?
No.
Where was the heater?
In the same place.
It was still in the room.
Yeah, but that was disconnected.
It was disconnected both times that you remember?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. That was disconnected, but this kid, he can pull the old time. I forgot take out the heater, because he old time. I don't know why he do it old time.
So you saying he can plug the heater in?
Yeah.
He's only like 3.5 years old.
Yeah, but he can. He pulled the charger for the tablet. He pulled everything. He is smart. Just the unique thing that he can speak really well.
Mm-hmm.
He is smart.
Okay.
Very hyper.
All right. Let me ask you another question. Prior to the sheriff's office, all of us coming to the house, before that, do you remember Brittany taking the heater out of the room?
Old time moving the heater.
Huh?
Old time moving the heater because
what I'm saying is before we came to the house.
No, we moved the.
No, just today.
No, that was there.
Earlier today, while the boys were playing in that room, did you see Brittany go in there and take the heater out and unplug the heater and bring it outside the room?
No.
You never saw that?
No.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So you never saw her go in the room, take the heater out away from Julio?
No.
Did you ever hear Brittany get on to Julio and say, "Do not play with the heater"? Did you ever hear that?
No, I don't hear that. But old time, she said, "Don't plug.
Don't do this, don't do that."
Yeah.
But not specifically for the heater.
No, I never hear that.
Okay. All right. All right. So you feel like Brittany's a good mother, that she takes care of the kids? Does she watch them close? Or do you have some concerns like
it's a normal mother. You can see when they say don't do that, bring food. It's normal.
Okay.
Normal.
All right. Question for you: Have you ever been arrested in the United States?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay. Do you do any drugs?
I'm gonna be honest. I was smoking weed, but I don't do it anymore.
When did you last time you smoked weed?
3 months ago, something like
So
that.
you haven't smoked weed in the house in 3 months.
No, in the house,
Okay.
no, because
Do you do any other drugs?
No.
Okay. What about Brittany? Does she do drugs? Does she
No.
smoke weed?
No, never with me.
All right. On top of one of the AC units at the house,
Mm-hmm.
there's a pipe used for smoking.
The pipe, What kind of pipe?
It's like a glass pipe for smoking.
Glass pipe?
I'm not sure if it's glass or not, but it's a pipe used for smoking that was outside one of the AC units at the home. Who would that belong to? You don't know anything about that?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay. So nobody in the house does drugs. Anybody drink alcohol?
No, I
You
drink,
said you had a beer,
I drink beers,
but you don't get crazy drunk or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
It's normal when you get home, a little tired, you get 2 or 3 beers, you have your case 12 or 20, but this
Yeah.
go
Okay.
over the fridge
When
maybe
you,
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I got you. Any of the roommates that were there, like Gina or her husband, when they lived there, did anybody there do drugs?
The husband smoked weed.
Smoke
Well,
weed?
I don't know if he made other drugs because
Okay.
he don't work, and I work in here every day.
Okay.
I don't know if he was in the house every time, and I don't know if he do something else.
Have you ever seen Brittany do drugs?
Not really.
Not really?
Not really.
What
Not
do you
with
mean?
me.
Not with you?
No.
Has she ever made comments to you that she's used drugs in the past?
In the past, she told me she was used cocaine with time. I don't know, but they say okay, but I don't wanna see you doing
Okay.
stupid shit with me.
Yeah.
Because you asking me something? You been arrested here? No, because I don't want problems. I've been here in America maybe it's 10 months.
You've been here
Years.
10 months?
No, 10 years and
10
months
years?
here, and I never be in this situation like now. This is new for me.
Okay.
This,
So you've been here 10 years?
10 and a month.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, that's all the questions I have for you right now. So just, you need any water, anything to drink, or go to the bathroom?
Just water.
Water? I'll bring you some water back, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Yep. Hey, you okay? What's going on?
I'm claustrophobic and I'm trying to put my mind in something
Oh, I'm
else.
sorry. Okay. Hopefully I'll give you a distraction, okay? We'll just have a good conversation and hopefully I'll get your mind off of it, all right? I know we spoke at your house, and I just spoke with Pedro, okay? That's where I've been for the last while. And I just want to go back over what we talked about because I know when I met you, you were very upset and a lot going through your mind, you know, stuff like that. So I just want to kind of go back over what we talked about and then just ask you some questions, okay? So,
Because I do remember a little bit more from what I told you.
okay, all right, hold on just a second, okay, before we get into that. So, you're not under arrest at this time, okay? I don't want you to think that. But because you are up here being interviewed and, you know, you're up here with us with the sheriff's office, my policy is I gotta read Miranda rights to you, okay, just so you know what your rights are, all right? It's just a standard procedure, okay?
My rights are, I already know.
You already know them? Okay, but
I already know my Miranda rights, but I know
great,
you have to go by.
that's great, so I'm gonna read it to you anyway.
I have family that works with law enforcement. So.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna read these to you and just make sure you understand. If you have any questions, I'll answer those for you too, okay? All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer at this time and have a lawyer present with you during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, One will be appointed to you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any question or make any statement. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Are you willing to talk to me about what happened today?
Yeah, my foster parents were the ones that were kind of iffy if we needed lawyers, but I said I don't think. I said we're not being arrested, so.
You have foster parents, is that what you said? And you're how old?
I was 27.
You ain't got no foster parents, you're an adult.
I've had them since I was young, and we still keep in contact.
Just
They
people
live
you
in
talk,
Tallahassee.
yeah, you trust and confident, yeah, I got you. All right.
And they also wanting to know what's going on with
Yeah.
all the kids.
I just never met an adult that said they had a foster parent. That was kind of, that's a new one on me.
I guess 'cause I've known them for a really long time.
Just call them parents. I don't know.
I call them, I call them actually mom and pops, but
Okay.
if I say that, people are like, biologically parents, or and I'm like,
All right, cool. Did you know Pedro before you came here?
mm-hmm.
You did. How did you know Pedro?
Through friends and family.
Okay. Mutual friends with Pedro? Okay. So how long have you known Pedro?
I can't give you a
Best guess.
Going on 2 years,
2 years?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
maybe 3. I don't know. It's been a while. He's been taking up for kids as father. He's basically their father because they call him dad, and
Okay.
because they're my kids' biological father since day one has not been in the picture.
Okay.
They don't care, and I said if anything was to happen, or if something was like to happen to me, like say I was in a car accident or something, or my health got to the point where I died, I said say, because I said I have neuropathy, say something happens where I end up dying,
Mm-hmm.
would you be able to take your son? They're 2 different people. I said, would you take your son to go with them? And they said, I don't want nothing to do with that kid, and blah, 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 blah. And
Yeah, I think you told me about that. But Pedro's been good for him, takes care of him. Oh, that's good.
he treats them as if they were his own kids, and he has kids in El Salvador.
Oh, he does? Okay. So,
And one in Maryland and one in, he has 2 in El Salvador, 1 in Maryland, 1 in, I think it's New York or California. I just can't remember which,
okay.
but I know he has a family in Houston,
Alright.
so.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay? Last night, where were you guys at last night? You as a family, you, Pedro, and the boys, where were y'all?
We were at Mom and Pop's finishing up their house
Where's that at?
in Panama City.
Okay.
So, insurance company and everything else.
What time did you leave Panama City?
I think it was around 11:30ish, 12 a.m.
Okay. And you left with Pedro and the 2 boys?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Kitty,
Who was Kitty?
the kitty cat.
Kitty Cat. I got you. All right. So
Princess.
y'all drove straight here to Tallahassee?
Mm-hmm.
And what time did y'all get here?
When we came inside, the clocks said that's in the living room area. Said 2 something.
Okay. And when you guys got home, what did y'all do next? What did everybody do?
He went to the bathroom to go take a shower because he was filled with insulation and everything. I changed kids, made bottles, got everybody to sleep, but Julio decided to come back out to the living room and sleep on the sofa because Princess is on the sofa.
Who was
cat.
Princess the cat? Okay. Where do the boys normally sleep?
Normally Julio sleeps in his room, but since we're cleaning it, I've let him just sleep on the sofa. And when he sleeps on the sofa, I sleep on the sofa. So there's somebody out there with him. And Alex, the baby, sleeps normally with us for time being. We have a co-sleeper, and then we do other stuff as well, like we're the
So you
playpen.
said Alex normally sleeps with us. What does that mean? On the
Me and
couch or in the bedroom? Where?
Pedro slept in the bedroom last night, so Alex slept with him.
In the same bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so you slept on the couch with
Julio.
Okay. All right. What time did what time did Pedro go to sleep last night?
I have no idea. I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember how long he was up after he took a shower?
Not that long.
Okay. So he probably went to bed probably about 3 o'clock, you think?
Maybe. Yeah.
All right.
We all went to bed around the same time.
Y'all went to bed around the same time.
Everybody went.
But
I
Julio
went
and
to my
Pedro were in
bedroom.
the main, like if I walk into your house,
Like
the
the back
bedroom on the
door.
right, that's where you and Pedro slept?
You mean the front where I was telling you? Because where we were at, where the red car is the back. The Expedition.
No. What I'm saying is,
If
the
you were to
sleeping
come,
arrangements in the house is what I'm trying to figure out.
okay, so if you were to
So if
come
I walk
in
in the front door,
front door is
the
on the
room to
other
the-
side, where the Jeep is. If you were to come in the front side, the bathroom will be in front of you. That room right there, on the right.
okay, see, that's where you and Pedro, that's your room, so
Uh-huh.
to speak. Okay. So Pedro and Julio were in there sleeping.
No, Alex.
Alex was sleeping there. And then you
And
and
Julio
Julio were
were-
sleeping on the couch.
Yes, Julio was on the brown sofa, the one that's by the other door, and I was on the black beside him.
Okay.
And
Alright.
the cat was literally right between us.
Okay. And you all went to bed about the same time.
Everybody went to bed at the same time.
All right. So what time did everybody get up this morning?
The kids got up earlier. Pedro was still asleep. Kids got up earlier. I moved Alex.
What time did the kids get up, you think?
It was around 7-ish. They got up earlier. I moved them all to the back room, took out the space heater, electric space heater.
All right, so just a second. Kids got up at 7 o'clock. I'm guessing you got up with them.
Mhm.
Were you up first or were they up first?
Julio was up first, then Alex was up, then I was up. Oh, no,
But
sorry. Julio, me, then Alex, because I had to change diapers
Okay.
and everything.
But for the most part, all three of you guys were up around 7 o'clock this morning. Okay. All right, so what happened after everybody got up this morning at 7?
I changed diapers and let them play in the room that they were in with the space heater.
Okay.
But I took the space heater out and I put it in the hallway by the black sofa.
What were they playing with in the bedroom? Because there wasn't much in there.
The stroller and the papers and everything. Julio likes to play school.
Okay. Why was a stroller in there?
Because they like playing with it. They like pushing it because Alex just learned how to walk. And that's what I was going to tell you. The last time I was in there 10 minutes beforehand, they were both pushing it together. Because Casper kept calling me like, Mommy, Mommy, look, Mommy, Mommy. And I'm like, what? What's going on? Baby. And I'm like,
So Julio was pushing Alex in the
no,
stroller.
no, they were both walking.
They were both walking it?
Yeah, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, because I haven't seen Alex walk with anything yet, so
Okay.
I've seen him stand up with stuff.
Have you ever put Alex in the walker stroller to sleep, when you come home at night? I mean, is it,
Casper likes to sleep in there sometimes, but then once I see that he's completely out for the count, I go ahead and move him where he needs to be at.
is the stroller normally in that bedroom?
That's like our storage bedroom, so yeah.
Okay, so you'll never leave it outside.
Yeah.
All right. So they're playing in the bedroom, and everybody gets up 7 o'clock. They're playing in the bedroom, and
And I'm checking on them.
you're checking on them. What is Pedro doing?
He's asleep, and then I ended up waking him up later on.
Do you remember what time that was?
Around 8:39, I think it was. I didn't pay attention to time, but. And what I did was I made coffee for us. Heated up some pupusas for him, made some food for me. He went back to the bathroom to use the bathroom, so I went to go check on the kids, see what they were doing. They were horsing around, laughing, and everything else
Where were they at?
in that same room.
Same room? Okay.
They wouldn't come out, and I had the door open for them to come out if they wanted to.
Okay.
They know how to. Alex crawls and comes out when he wants to. Casper, he'll run out, If it was up to Julio, he'll run out butterball naked if he wanted to. He likes running around the house butterball naked.
Okay.
So now I tell him, that's a no-no. You're not supposed to do that. Because what if mommy has guests or daddy has guests? You're not supposed to run around the house butt naked.
Okay.
And
All
that
right,
could just
so
be like
Pedro
you
gets
said,
up at...
the boy thing. but
Okay, yeah. Pedro gets up at 9 o'clock. You make breakfast for Pedro
And everybody
and
else.
everybody else. Okay.
Because the food I made for me, I feed to the kids as well.
What did you make for them?
We all had off the same plate. It was chicken, what is that? Broccoli, and I put some cheese on it, green beans, and I had some bread for myself. They don't need the bread.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had oatmeal.
Okay.
And oatmeal was more for Alex because he doesn't do some things. And
All right.
Julio wanted to eat it, but then they went back to the room and cause I let them down because they looked like they were full. Their stomach looked like it was about to explode at the
Yeah.
time. So I was like, oh, they're full. They're not wanting any more because Alex is like, telling me, that he doesn't eat no more. And I'm like, here. He's like, Casper,
Mm-hmm.
y'all want more food? Alex, Julio just runs to the other room again.
Okay. So after breakfast was made, what did y'all do next?
I ended up getting on the phone with the insurance company. Pedro got a call from El Salvador. So I was by the bathroom talking, and I heard him coming in talking on the phone. His was on speaker, obviously mine was on speaker. So, because I know when two phones are on speaker and they're by each other, there's going to be some interference. So what I did was I stepped outside in the front. And I told him briefly before I stepped outside, please go check on the kids. I checked on them 10 minutes ago. All I hear after that is, Brittany, Brittany, Brittany. So I'm coming around inside thinking that they're fighting with the cat, or somebody's fighting with the cat, or something's happening. So obviously something's happening. So I come in, and I was also smoking a cigarette at the time, a little short that I had. And I came in with the cigarette because I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And he's like, the kids, go see the kids, da, 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 da. I'm on the front, I need something, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I'll go see what's going on. I'm like, can you just take this thing? Because I can't go in the room with the kids with this in my hand. He just burst it out in my hand saying, fuck that cigarette, you know? And I'm like, can you please turn it off? Are you fucking kidding me? Can you turn it off or throw it outside, do something? Don't throw it in the fucking floor in the fucking living room. Like, the fuck? And I ran to go see the kids, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna need your help. And he came back in, he's like, because I'm looking at the kids, I'm like, Julio was on his back. Alex was like on his side a little bit, like almost side his stomach. But obviously his face was in a point where he could breathe. He ended up grabbing Julio first and over the shoulder like this. I picked up Alex, same way. He was too busy. Casper, Casper, Casper. And I'm like, go do cold water. Cold water would get them out of that shock mode, and then we need to get rubbing alcohol for them to smell. We couldn't find the rubbing alcohol. So I ran to the sink in the kitchen, did Alex, nothing was, so I was like, I need to do CPR on him. I even checked here, because I couldn't hear, because I was freaking out. My asthma was acting up. I was like, I'm not going to be able to hear his breathing if he's breathing. So I obviously checked the pulse. He had a pulse. I checked up here.
Was it a strong pulse?
It was a normal, I guess, almost faint. When I did it here, but when I did it here, it was a little bit stronger. So I was like, he's alive. I just need to go do CPR somehow. But obviously, I'm not gonna hardcore a 1-year-old, you know. So I was
What do you mean? What does that mean?
like I would do CPR on you if I needed to. The whole
Yeah.
like that type.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna have to use either this or this to.
Okay.
I know that's what needs to be done.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna. Like, I'll wait till an adult.
All right.
On the chest. So I was doing that in the room. I had him on the back after I had did the water and everything. I went to the room, laid him on our bed, and was doing that.
With chest compressions.
Yeah.
Okay.
With some little bit of air. Because I learned, when you live in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, you learn CPR in school. In elementary school. And then the Heimlich maneuver you learned as well. So I learned this at a young age. I know.
So you're trying to revive Alex.
Okay. And then once Pedro kept screaming my name, so I had to pick Alex up, and I was still doing, but I had him at an angle that he was at least flat, but he's not gonna fall, you know. And Pedro is a dumbass, and I'm doing the chest compressions while I'm holding them, so that way he's not gonna. What I'm doing is not gonna fuck up. Pedro is trying to do CPR on Julio, but like this. And I'm like, take him to the room and do it. Are you that stupid? Like. So
you stopped resuscitating Alex to go tell Pedro?
No, I was still resuscitating with Alex.
Okay. How were you doing that on the phone with 911? You had it in your bra? Okay.
I called in the room as well. When he kept screaming my name, I put the phone right here and ran with Alex in my arms, and I said, you need to figure out how to do it, and you're doing that wrong. I told him, you're doing that wrong. You need to go to the room on the bed like I was. That's when 911 told me, go outside with them, get fresh air with them. And then out of nowhere, they're like, lay them on the ground. And I'm like, it wasn't clicking to me at the moment. I was like, I was lay them on the ground, because I didn't figure that, oh, maybe you guys are here yet, you know?
Mhm.
That's probably why they told me to put the kids on the ground.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it didn't click right away until I turned around and I saw one of the sheriff cars.
Okay. So,
It didn't click right. It didn't click right.
All right.
It should. I mean, that
So-
happens.
so just make sure I understand everything. I'm just gonna hit some of the highlights, okay? Then I'm gonna ask some questions to clarify. So you got up around 7, everybody got up, you made breakfast. Pedro got up around maybe about 9 o'clock. The boys were playing in the end room down there where the stroller was. About 9 o'clock, you made breakfast for everybody after Pedro got up. And then at that point, you got on the phone with the insurance company. Pedro was on the phone with family in El Salvador. Now, Pedro, where was he on the phone the whole
At
time?
first, he was in the living room, and then because I was in the living room and moved towards the bathroom, he stepped out the back door.
So he's in the back door on the phone.
Yeah,
you,
and I
you
went.
still in the house?
I was still in the house.
Where were you in the house?
I was, and at that point, I came towards the kitchen, like where the stove is,
Mm-hmm.
and I stood there, and then I went to go check on the kids, and they were fine. So
What were they doing when they checked on them?
when I checked on them, that was like 5 minutes before him. So
What were
that
the
was like
boys
15
doing?
minutes.
What were the boys doing?
They were sitting there playing still. They were acting normal.
Okay. What was the temperature in the room like?
To me, it felt a little warm, but I didn't feel like it was to the point where like they could pass out or I could pass out, anybody could pass out. I felt like it was okay.
Was the door open or closed when you went to the room to check on them?
It was wide open. They had a little toy prop in it.
Okay. Was the heater on?
When I went in there and looked to see it, the thing was off.
The dial was off?
Yeah, the dial was up towards off.
Okay.
And
Was
so
it plugged in?
It was plugged in, but and I was like, I put my phone like this, and I was like, Julio, I told you to leave that alone, so I unplugged it and put it back in the hallway, where I always put it.
Okay.
I've done this so many times today, like, from the first time to the last time, I was,
So you're saying Julio messed with the heater all day today?
mm-hmm,
And he continued to do what? Pick it up from where you took it?
mm-hmm, and put it back and connect
So you're saying, and Julio's what, 3.5 years old?
He's about to be
About to be
4.
4 on the 18th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you saying he has the dexterity to plug it into an outlet and take it out?
The outlet is where he was plugging it up at. It's literally both of the outlets in that room or down here.
Well, that's one thing, but I'm saying
He knows
it takes a little bit of dexterity to get a
he
plug in there if you.
He knows how to do it because he had it even at a younger age. I let him use a phone, and he saw me. Kids pick up quickly nowadays. He saw me putting in, but it does take him a few tries to get it in. But he does get it in.
So you've seen him be successful with plugging the heater in.
I've seen him
Okay.
even plug up a charger. You could tell him, Julio, plug up my charger for me, Dad, even though you're not supposed to tell
All
me to do that.
So you went back in the room.
And he's
Then they're
took it out.
playing. The heater's on.
I put the child
You put a child cover on the.
on some of a lot of places, and
Did you put any on in that room
today, yes, and he's
before the incident?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he always takes them out, and I don't know how this kid takes those plugs out. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if
were those covers on all the outlets in that bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
They were?
They're on all the outlets in the house normally. And the only time we take them off is if, say for example...
If you're going to use it, obviously.
Yeah, and then after we're done using it, we put it back on.
So what you're telling me is in that bedroom where they were found when you had the medical emergency with them, okay, you're saying there were covers on all those outlets before the heater was plugged in?
Yeah, before the whole incident happened, I kept plugging the thing back in because when I put in the heater was I put it in last night when we came back home because the room was kind of chilly. So I took out the bottom. I took out the bottom one and put it on the floor, right by the right.
Last night.
Mm-hmm.
Because you plugged the heater in.
And then this morning, throughout the night and everything else, I've been taking out heater, plug, and cover.
So all day today,
I've been doing
you've
the
been
same thing.
pulling the plug out, putting the cover back on, and moving the heater out of the room. You've done it all. How many times would you say you did that today?
To me, it feels like 20.
Okay.
Just Julio's Mr. Houdini.
All right. So back to the phone calls. Pedro's on the phone outside. You're on the phone inside. You go in there and check on them. The heater's plugged in, you unplug it, pull it out, put it in the hallway, and then what happens next? And you're still on the phone call?
Yeah, I'm still on the phone call while I'm doing all this.
How long were you on the phone call altogether?
I was probably on the phone call for maybe like 5-10 minutes.
Do you think it could have been longer than 10 minutes, possibly?
Don't know, but while I was on the phone the whole time, I was checking on them.
Okay. Do you have you have your phone on you, right?
They took it.
Oh, they took it, okay. I'll check and see, maybe get an idea how long you're on the phone. Okay, so you're on the phone, Pedro's out back, and then...
And while we were trying to get the kids, I told the insurance company, I need to call you back. An emergency happened, I need to call 911.
So while you're on the phone with the insurance company, Pedro comes inside
Mm-hmm.
and goes in, and because you tell him to check on the kids, right? That's what you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Pedro calls for you.
Starts freaking out.
All right, and then y'all start doing
Everything else.
until help.
And then I had to hang up. I was trying to hang up with the insurance people
and
and
911.
call 911 at the same time and resuscitate,
Okay.
in which,
All right.
you know, that doing all that at one time
Yeah.
is going to be trouble. But
Yeah. That you juggled a lot right there, man. That's stressful. Yeah, that's a lot on you, man. Good for you. I'm glad you were able to do that.
I tried the best I could.
Yeah, I understand. That's a worst case scenario for any parent, you know.
And people call me Supermom.
They call you Supermom. Oh, okay.
Because normally I'm juggling the kids and everything else, so.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you a question. When you picked up Alex, was his eyes open or closed?
Open.
Okay. Was his mouth open or closed?
It was open.
Okay. Was he on his back or was he on his front when he was on the ground?
It was like side-ish back.
On the side.
Side-ish back. It was like side-ish back. So
Okay.
I don't know how to phrase it.
Where was he laying in relation to Julio? Were they close or separate?
They were close to each other.
Okay. Sort of, were their heads at the same side of the bodies, or like both of them laying like side by side like this, or was his head down by Julio's feet?
It was like, say this is Julio's head.
Yeah.
Alex's head.
Tell you what, you want to draw me a little thing?
Yeah.
Draw me where everybody was.
And it was basically how they EMT put them as well. Yeah, that's how.
Well, yeah, just tell me what.
Say this is
where
the room,
everybody.
like the
Yeah, draw a box. Just draw a box of the bedroom.
Let's see. I'm gonna do this door. I know that's not as accurate, but okay. So this is window.
I'm concerned about the bedroom right now.
Yeah, that's the window. And
Okay, this is the bedroom. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I'm not.
That's all right.
Don't judge.
No,
don't judge my art.
You're drawing a rectangle. I said she's trying to draw the trailer. So no.
Stop judging my art, dude. Okay, let's see. So obviously this is a door. That's the window.
Okay.
This is Julio.
Okay, put a J next to Julio when you finish drawing him. There you go. All right, where was Alexis?
He was right here, but he had one hand on Julio's head and one hand right here, like down.
Okay, where was the space heater? Right there. Okay. And
When you come in the room, it's left hand side.
okay. And and where was Julio? Not Julio, but Pedro.
Hold on, let me. I'm gonna put A for Alex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Put an H in the middle of the box for heater.
And then window.
Yep. That's door. Yep.
Door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so Julio was attending to. Pedro was attending to Julio, right?
Yes, and I was attending to Alex.
Okay. All right.
So he had one hand on. Casper literally had his hands like this. Julio had his hands like this.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, one hand on Julio's head, one just beep,
Okay. What was their skin color like, both of them?
pale.
Both of them were pale? Was one?
He had foam. He did not.
So Julio had foam coming out of his mouth.
A little bit. It was like
Bubbles or was it?
it's like bubble type.
Was it clear? Was it like
Little white.
like soapy?
Soapy kind of.
It was soapy. And
But he has seizures, and that's what his seizures look like. So I didn't know if he was seizing or.
So did it look like he was awake but not responsive, or was he?
He was semi-responsive, but Julio's whiter than me,
Okay.
whiter than you normally.
Okay.
And I told Pedro, I said, Julio looks kind of pale. He's like, how can you even tell Julio's pale? I'm like, take him to the bathroom. He was pale because he's like, Alex is like normally Pedro's skin color almost,
Mm-hmm.
dark color, but he was pale.
What were they wearing?
Both t-shirts, like,
Short sleeve?
and diaper.
Okay. Tell me the condition of the skin. Tell me everything about, describe what the skin looked and felt like. You told me it was pale, but.
Felt warm, not like hot warm, but like.
Did it feel hot not
Like-
like a fever?
Not like a fever, like it could be getting on, like almost, but not that. Like in between, normal
Yeah.
and almost fever.
Was it hotter than normal?
A little bit.
Okay. What did the room temperature feel like when you were in there?
A little hot. It was like a little bit. It wasn't like, oh, sauna hot. No, it was like, if you've turned on, maybe, what's it called? Like the stove while you're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And you start, us big people start sweating a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but it's not that hot.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, oh shit, it's so hot in here. And we're
Yeah.
the ones cooking. We're like, it's so fucking.
Right.
And we're like, you're fucking stupid. It's not that hot in here. It's just warm.
It is you stand over a pot.
Your ass is standing over
Yeah.
a pot. So it's like,
But the
if you were,
heater was on, right?
it was on.
So who unplugged it?
I unplugged it before that time, but when I had plugged it up, they were playing over here by the window area.
When did you plug it up?
I plugged it up last night. I took it out.
Okay.
It was that 10 minutes before, and then
All right. Did you plug it in anytime today?
Mm-mm.
Did you plug the heater in anytime today? Okay. All right.
And when I had took it out several times before, it was over here. When you come in the right hand side of the door.
Is that because you put it there or because of what?
Julio.
Julio?
And I guess because this time when I put in over here, I put in the things.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he got mad because I was literally just, all I had to do was come in the door halfway
Okay.
and he actually wanted me to come in and actually watch them play because he's Mr. Negative Attention Seeker. So he'll repeat shit until you actually do something about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like he'll literally smack you if he wanted to and say, you know what, that was your fault.
Mm.
And if you're sitting in, you've been inside the house, right? The black sofa,
Mm-hmm.
the left hand side,
Mm-hmm.
when you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
You sit there, he's gonna see you.
That's
Mine.
That's his spot. Okay.
So he thinks he's in control of everything.
Gotcha.
So that's
All right.
Julio. Mr. Julio is Mr. Bossy.
Okay.
Alex is normally Mr. Tranquil. He's really calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's the quiet one. But Pedro told me that's gonna be trouble in the future because he's
All right.
quiet. Quiet ones are always more the problem ones later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, nope, that's this one right here.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. During the day, because I think we got out there around 1:30, something like that, maybe 2 o'clock, thereabouts. Do you ever let the boys play by themselves for a while without watching them? Like, do they ever go play in the room and you just kind of like clean it up or whatever while they're in the room?
I clean up while they're in the room, and then if I'm cleaning another room,
Mm-hmm.
I go check on them.
Would you say you're the primary caretaker of these boys, or is it Pedro?
It's an equal.
It's an equal thing? Okay. Do y'all ever tag team it? Do y'all have like some sort of system set up when you watch the boys? Or?
Yeah, we sometimes there's a point where he does more Julio, and I do more Alex sometimes, and sometimes we switch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes we even have this game in Pedro.
Mm-hmm.
Who can change the diaper the fastest?
Okay.
We try to make it funny for the kids, you know.
Who changes the diapers?
We both do.
You both do?
But in the morning, I normally do it, and before Pedro started his new job where he's working on his own time, I would take care of the majority of the day.
Because Pedro's working, right? So
Mhm.
you're taking care of him most of the day.
But now that he started working on his own time, and not having a boss,
Mhm.
I've been going with him, and the only job we've had recently was Mom and Pops.
Okay.
So Mom and Pops were watching kiddos and Anna, which is sister.
Gotcha. So just to clarify, you think you were on the phone how long with the insurance company
Probably
before you came in?
Maybe a minimum of 5 minutes, maybe minimum 15, max 15. It could
How
be
long would you say Pedro was on the phone? Because
probably 10 minutes. He was on the phone for a shorter period of time than me.
Right.
Probably maybe like 2 or 3 minutes difference.
Okay.
Minus that I left them on the phone while we're dealing with.
So you would estimate that the boys probably didn't have anybody watching them for a short period of time, maybe
Like maybe
five
5 minutes.
minutes or so. Okay. All right.
And next time, I'm not even gonna do that. I'm just gonna, what I'll do is, if we're in the living room, I'm locking those bedrooms doors and I'm letting them both play out in the living room.
Speaking of that, got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
All the door handles in that house are reversed. The locks are on the outside.
Oh, no. The only ones that are like that is bedroom 1 and 2 in the back. Because of the fact of Mr. Julio being in Houdini.
So what does that mean?
He will lock doors.
Okay. So you've reverse locked them so he can't lock them?
Lock himself or anybody or anything. Like if I say a key to a bedroom.
No, what I'm saying is the
Yeah,
mechanism
handle.
to lock is on the outside, meaning
Yeah.
you could lock it and the person on the inside could never get out because you had the doors locked.
No, but that's not why we did that. It was because of Julio. Say, for example, that's your only pen.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say, "Can I draw?" And he'll show you that he's drawing for a little bit in the living room. Then he'll take your pen or your phone. You loan your phone to him. Take it to the other room, one of those rooms. Lock that door and shut your phone, your pen, your keys, whatever in that room. And we won't be able to get in that room.
So that's why you reversed the locks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, during the time when you supervised the kids, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but is there a period of time, like if you're doing something very important, that you would lock them in the room
Hell no.
so they couldn't get out, so you can
No.
deal with a phone call or clean up a mess or just
No.
like a minute or two? Would you ever do something like that?
No. I love my kids too much. I'm not gonna. That's right there is called neglect and abuse, and I don't believe in that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with that.
I love my kids too much. This right now, it hurts me. I still have the image in my head how they looked and everything.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what's going on. I want to know what's going on with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I want my kids.
Yeah. Yeah. You know they were transported by the ambulance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my
And
family's asking me why I couldn't go with them, and I said, well, they said since they were still working on Alex, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just we're doing our due diligence, man. We want to make sure everybody is doing what they're supposed to do, and we want to make sure we first just understand what the frick happened. How do we get to point A where the boys are playing and they're fine, all of a sudden they're overheated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're being transported to the hospital, non-responsive.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to figure out how we got to point A to point B.
And I want to know how that happened too. And I really
Well, I mean, only you and Pedro would know.
yeah. And the only
And
thing
the
I'm
boys,
thinking,
of course, but they can't talk.
yeah,
So.
and the only thing I'm thinking is Julio kept messing with the heater. That's all I'm thinking. And I kept taking it out. I mean, I've tried to keep it out, and he kept.
Do you think it's possible that you were on the phone longer than you think, and those boys had that door closed while that heater's on full blast?
No, the door
You don't
was
think that's
open.
possible?
The door was open. Because even when I saw it, it was open. Everything was open.
If we're going by the timeline that you gave me for how long that the intervals that the boys were checked on, I can't see how if the boys were in that room 5 minutes that they could overheat that fast. So it tells me that they had to have been in that room longer than maybe you
Like
probably
maybe
perceived.
10 minutes.
Is it possible? I mean, because I've been on the phone before. Listen, I've been on the phone before talking to people, and you lose track of time very quick.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if I may have you're right, I may have their timing wrong, but I mean, I know I checked on them between calls as well. I was literally like, you're the room, I'm in the kitchen. I would literally, what are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I would go and check.
Well, so let me ask you a question. If you're playing back in, ping pong, let's say, with the heater with Julio, all day long, he's plugging it in, and you're having to go behind him and take it back. Why not put that thing out of the house or put it up somewhere?
Higher, and
Why wouldn't you do that?
And
I ain't doing this 20 times during the day like you say you think you might have done.
I told Pedro, I was like, before all this ever happened, I told him, if Julio touches that fucking heater one more time, I'm throwing it out the fucking door. I'm gonna literally throw it. He's like, then that means you're gonna break it. And I said, well then I'll put it on top of the TV stand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of fucking plugging it up and everything. get it unplugged and everything and turning it off and unplugging it and turning it off and unplugging it and plugging in the other shit. Like,
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had an issue with, not I'm gonna say like an issue like ongoing, but ever had any incidences where either of the boys got out of the house without you knowing it and walked down the street? Has that ever happened while you've been here?
that happened like twice, I think.
Happened twice? How did that happen?
I was in the bathroom those 2 times. I was just in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and that was before we fixed the back door lock on the top. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't notice it. No.
On the basically
I know what you're saying. It's like
it's
a lock for the top, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
the boys can't reach it.
it's like here,
Yeah.
and it flips, and you turn the little middle piece right here on it's on this door.
Mm-hmm.
You turn it like people say it's like they have it at the hotels,
Yeah. Okay.
and it
Like
and
a
you-
latch. It folds
Mhm.
over a clasp or something like
and
that.
then it turns the thing. And,
Gotcha.
But it hasn't happened since then. So
When was the last time that happened?
that was before that. We put that lock, which was probably about maybe I think a month and a half ago. I think I can't remember. It's like maybe a month and a half ago.
Let me ask you a question about CPS. Have you ever had any investigations against you with CPS in other states?
To be honest, yeah, but that
For
wasn't
what?
he said, she said, because I didn't have a steady residence.
So what do you mean you were homeless?
I was living with friends, and there was a he said, she said that I moved around too much, and I moved around maybe once a year
Mm-hmm.
at the most. But yeah, I moved around like to visit states every now and then, like between the year. I would say, so I would go to Ohio for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll come here for like 2, you know,
Oh, okay.
stuff like that. So
Right.
people say I didn't have a steady residence because of that. But people got mad when I was renting and said, well, you've been here for a year and you're barely here and blah, 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 blah. You're about states to go see family. I need to rent my room to somebody else.
Okay. So you're saying, just to sum it all up, you're saying that everything's been unfounded anytime somebody's made a complaint on you? Okay. All right.
But the problem is they wanted me to do a whole bunch of parenting classes
Oh, okay.
and all that. And I was working. My job wouldn't let me do everything that CPS was asking me.
Okay.
So I ended up signing my rights over, so my rights did not get what's it called? What is that word they used? You probably know which word I'm talking about. The one where it's a voluntary signing my rights over, not involuntary.
In regards to what? Your children?
Mm-hmm.
Like giving up custody of them?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. So you gave up custody of your kids?
Because I couldn't go to all their classes. The judge said,
Oh, okay.
and my judge and my lawyer said, you have 2 options.
Okay.
Well, 3 options. You can quit your job and say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I need to do this, this, and this with the kids, which I tried doing, and my job basically threatened to press charges on me.
What state was this in?
Virginia.
Virginia? Okay.
And then my second option was sign my rights over voluntarily, or get my rights involuntarily taken from me.
Oh, I see.
Termination. There we go.
Termination of rights?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I was looking
Okay.
for.
All right, cool.
And I signed, it was 3 other children. I signed my rights over.
Okay. All right. Just hang tight for a second, okay? You got water?
Can I step out to use the bathroom or anything, please?
Yeah,
'Cause
give me just a second. Get somebody to escort you over to the restroom, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Could I also get your business card when we leave?
You sure can. Yeah, no problem at all. I'll get that back to you in just a minute.
And do you know anything about kids?
I'm waiting to hear some more information on them. I know that they're, it's a serious condition, so I'm waiting to hear back. I'll let you know as soon as I find something out, okay? All right. Hey, bud. Thanks for hanging out, man. You all right? Getting a little nap? Okay. All right, so check this out.
Yeah.
I've been talking to Brittany, okay?
Yeah.
Just so you know, an update on the boys, they're in critical condition. They're not doing very well at all. Okay? This is a very serious matter right now, okay? All right? I want to present to you some findings from the scene, all right? In regards to the environment those boys were in the house, all right? So, I want to ask you some questions, okay? You said you had checked on the boys twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the room temperature like when you checked on those 2 boys?
The weather,
Normal, hot?
that was a little hot, but because he told you the weather today is
Yeah.
hot.
Was it uncomfortable to be in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. When you checked on those 2 boys, Was the heater on both times that you checked on those boys? Was the heater plugged in and running?
No, that was unplugged. That was not running.
Okay. Both times?
Yeah.
Both times?
Both times.
The heater wasn't running?
No.
Okay. Does Julio get that heater a lot and plug it in around the house? Does he get the heater and go plug it in?
Yeah, I keep here unplugging everything.
Okay. Was he doing that today, earlier before we came? Messing with the heater? Plugging it in the wall?
I don't remember that was plugged, but this.
So was it plugged
not,
in and on?
That was not running.
When you went in the 2 times, it wasn't on. It wasn't running.
That was not running.
Okay. How long were you on the phone call with your family? Can you?
So I told you 5 or 10 minutes, but
You sure it wasn't longer?
No.
Okay.
I had my cell phone.
Okay. Did Brittany ask you to watch the kids while she was on the phone with the insurance company?
Oh.
Did she tell you to go watch the kids while she was on the phone with the insurance company?
Always. I shaking the kid. Julio told you because.
You always check on because he's getting into everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other kid he just crying when one milk or something.
Mm-hmm.
He is a little quiet.
Okay.
The other kid is.
Who takes care of the kids the most? Is it Brittany, or is it you, or is it the same?
It's the same, but I watching the kid because I told you he nearly watching every time.
So who watches the kids most of the time? You or Brittany?
Brittany, because I'm working, but I quit my last job 2 weeks ago, and I started to work for myself, and then now she was coming with me to work. But she stay in the house and take care about the kids.
So most of it's on her
Yeah.
to watch the kids because you work and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I want to. When's the last time that the kids ate or drank something today before we got there? When's the last time they eat something?
No, yesterday.
Today.
No.
Before we come. When was the last time they had something to eat or drink? What time?
No, I don't remember because I was sleeping and I think they don't eat nothing, but we was go to the house really late yesterday, I told you.
But they ate breakfast with you this morning?
No, this morning, no.
They didn't eat breakfast?
No,
Why didn't they eat breakfast?
because we was sleeping. Everybody.
No, but when everybody got up.
Yeah.
Okay. Brittany said she got up around 7, and then you got up around 9 o'clock or something like that. And she said she made breakfast. She made the corn tortilla thing for you. What do you call it?
No.
Yeah, she said she made that for you.
11 o'clock.
Okay.
Maybe.
Did the boys eat at 11 o'clock?
No.
They didn't eat?
No. They was on the sofa maybe with cheese. They was watching TV.
Did you see them eat today? Anything?
No.
So they didn't eat all day? They know.
We
they-
ate late yesterday. I
Okay,
told you.
but today.
Today is.
You didn't see them eat anything today?
No, I was sleeping.
Okay. Are the kids sick? Do they have any sickness like runny nose, coughing, anything like that? The boys, are they sick? Like when they blow nose?
Today?
Yeah.
Yesterday and today, no.
No, they're fine.
They
They're
was
okay.
okay.
Okay. All right.
It was okay.
Can you tell me about? Okay, so let me tell you something. When we were in the room, when I was in the room at the house, it was 90 degrees temperature. 90
Right.
degrees temperature. 90.
Mm-hmm.
90.
I know what to say.
Very hot. Okay, and the door had been open a lot when we were there. 90 degree hot. Very hot room. like I said, the boys are in critical and serious condition at the hospital. The doctor took an internal temperature of the boys through the behind, okay? Julio, 108 degrees temperature, 108. Alex, 107. Anything over 104 is very bad. It could cause somebody to die if you get that hot. You understand that?
Yeah.
So that means at the hospital, after they left and they got into the ambulance and there's cool air blowing, 35 minutes later they get to the hospital. When the doctors saw them, they took a temperature and they were 107, 108 degrees. Inside body temperature. That's very bad, very dangerous. So that tells me that the boy's temperature inside the home was at least 110 degrees or more. So that tells me that the boys were in the room longer with the door closed and the heater on. That's the only way the body can get that hot. They can't get that hot just sitting in the room by themselves.
Well, the trailer was really hot. That's why
Yeah,
I was turning on the AC.
Yeah, but the AC was only on in the living room. The AC was going in the living room, but there wasn't AC in that room where they were playing. Right? No AC in there, right? No fan. Okay?
No, the AC though was not running.
Correct. So it was 90 degrees in that room when I went in there. The boys' temperature was 107, 108 degrees inside their body temperature. So we can assume they were cooling down a little bit, but they had to have been hotter than 110 degrees or more at the time that the ambulance got them. That's dangerous for the brain. The brain starts shutting down and the body starts overheating and you could possibly die. Okay? So this is very dangerous body temperatures. All right? The heater, the dial on the heater was set almost to all the way high. We turned the heater on. You know what temperature the heater blows the air? 150 degrees. 150 degrees. So two little boys in a small room with a closed door can overheat very, very quickly. And it's very dangerous. Understand that?
Yeah.
So these boys are in critical condition, very dangerous condition at the hospital. And I need to understand how long those boys were in there. Did you lock the door on the boys inside the room with the heater?
There was no locking.
There's no way to lock it. Okay, did you close the door and not let the boys out?
No.
Were they?
That was open, as I told you, that was like that.
Yeah.
And the lock is done.
Okay.
This is no work.
Did Brittany lock the door or something while she was on the phone because the boys maybe were being loud or something?
No, because I was eating. She was eating something, and we was talking on the cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
We was calling, and I get outside, and for 5 or 10 minutes, I told you. That's all.
So, with the temperature of the boy's body, and the temperature of the room, and the temperature of the heater, leads me to believe the boys were in that room for a long period of time by themselves, with the heater all the way up. And either they stayed in the room and didn't have enough intelligence to walk out, or either they could not get out. I don't know which one. But whatever reason, the facts show me that they were in that room too long. That's why they got overheated. And then when you came in and you put water on them and then we called 911, right? Mm-hmm. So they were in that room too long with that heater running. Had to be. There's no other explanation for it.
Yeah, but
had to be.
That was not running, but the windows is closed.
Mm-hmm.
The windows is closed.
The last time you went in the room to check on them and they were on their backs, was the heater on or off?
No, that wasn't. That was off.
It was off. Was it plugged in?
That's why I don't understand, because that was not running. But that does make noise when it's on.
Yeah, but was it plugged in, the wall? Was it plugged in?
Yeah, I say no, but
somebody pulled it out. So was it you or Brittany?
No, that was when I checked the older time. I told you that was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked the guys, but they was like sleeping.
Yeah.
But the color, they looks normal. I told you.
Okay.
And
Well-
that's why I disconnect the thing and starting to scream at Brittany because that was not good.
Mhm.
Told you.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
So the reason why I asked you a question about how much supervision that you look after the boys, you take care of them, and you said it's mostly her, right?
Mhm.
What she says is you both of you equal, same. So the problem I have right now is I got two boys in dangerous condition at the hospital. I don't know if they're going to make it or not. And so she's trying to say that both of you are responsible for their safety. And so if something bad happens to those boys, then you and her are going to be responsible. Does that make sense?
I understand what you say,
Yeah.
but
Because if those boys are permanently injured or one of them dies, somebody's going to be responsible. She's saying that you are just as responsible as she is. The same. Is that true or not?
shit. I don't know what's going on here. I told you that this is we started with the relationship, and now it's happened this, and you told me some situation I don't know.
I'm being truthful and honest here.
Yeah, but
I've got two
And
boys
I-
that are on the verge of dying at the hospital.
yeah.
And like I said, I don't know what their status is right now. And I'm waiting to hear information, but what I'm saying is something's going on here.
I told you, I was sleeping. I tried to explain you. I say
Yeah.
what happened yesterday, and I was very tired.
Mhm.
I'm still tired, and I was in my room, and I tell you what's happened.
Right.
But, I don't want to be involved in some situation that I know I'm responsible, but the kid are there. I try to care there, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But this situation is all my control. I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I work every day.
Yeah.
I know you told me what's going on right now.
Does she ever neglect the kids? Like, does she a lot of times not watch the kids and she does something like watch TV and she let the kids go? Or does she sleep and not watch the kids? Does that happen a lot with Brittany?
No, that, but I
Sometimes?
think, yeah. But
What's the longest that she's ever let them go without checking on them?
half hour, something like that.
So you never come home and find the kids outside
No,
or
no.
something, they've done something dangerous in the house and she's asleep or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I was working like years with the same company, and I left my house 6 o'clock. I get
Mhm.
the house 7:30 every day,
Yeah.
and I never see something dangerous before.
Yeah. All right. Well, if one of those boys dies, if they die, somebody's going to jail. You understand that, right? Somebody's going to jail if one of those boys dies, because it looks like to me, because not my opinion, but facts with the temperatures and the temperature of the boys at the hospital, the temperature of the room. And for example, we took temperature readings with the temperature gun in that room. 89.4, 86.3, 89.2, 88.8, 89.4. Those are the temperatures in the room after we got there and the door had been opened several times. So I know the room was hotter than that. It had to be for those boys' internal temperature to be 107, 108 degrees. It had to be. And that heater had to be on and running. Had to be. There's no other explanation for it. I got a space heater that registers at 150 degrees temperature, hot, when it's turned on full blast. I got boys who are in critical condition at the hospital. May not make it. I don't know. May not make it. May not survive. May not live. and I have you saying you're on the phone maybe 5-10 minutes, she says she's on the phone maybe 5-10 minutes, that doesn't make sense. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. So I'm trying to understand what happened. And so I need the truth, because if one of these boys ends up dying, somebody's going to go to jail. I'm telling you. I have to. Because they were in your care, and then they were in her care. And according to her, you have as much responsibility to care for the boys as she does. That's what she's saying. So she's trying to hold you partly responsible if something happens to the boys. Did you know that? She's trying to hold you responsible if those boys, something bad happens to the boys, if they don't make it out of here. So I need, right now, you need to start thinking about yourself. If you know something else happened today, Pedro, it's your best interest to tell me, man, okay? Because I don't want to send an innocent man to jail. I don't want to send an innocent man to jail. And I ain't talking about you're going to be in jail a week or a month or a year. It's going to be bye-bye. You'll never get out. So I'm not talking about something small here. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have some more information of what happened leading up to those boys being overheated like that and calling 911, I need to know now. Because if I don't get the answer, then I'm going to charge both of you.
Holy shit. But
So,
I don't have
you
too
don't-
much to say. Because
Okay.
I was sleeping.
Okay, all right. I'll be right back. Just think now. I'll be right back. How you doing?
Close it down a little bit, but
Well, you know, it's a nice temperature in here. It's hot out there, so this feels good here to me. You need this? Okay. All right. So I have some questions, more questions to ask for you. When was the last time the kids ate or drank before we showed up?
they ate. Where you guys showed up was like hour and a half.
And what did they have?
That's what they ate. They were finished eating what I had told you, the oatmeal and everything else.
Well, no, you said you cooked that at
9, but
9.
they didn't finish theirs, and they still didn't finish it. They were still nibbling.
So the plate, the food was out all day, is what you're saying.
But I kept heating it up, and then I was gonna put that back in the microwave, and I.
So chicken, broccoli.
Mhm.
What else? Corn
Yeah,
tortilla?
didn't have tortillas.
No? Okay. All right.
It was like maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before. I guess.
Okay. So, you know, when we went in, we took a lot of photographs of the inside of the home. And it's pretty standard procedure that we do that. So, in the room where the boys were found, prior to we showing up, there was not any outlet covers on the outlets. So why would that be the case when you told me that there was, and you confidently told me that there was?
Yeah, there was outlet because I was putting them in there. Unless
There's not. They went back and reviewed the photographs. There's not.
I don't know where the outlets are now because the last time I checked on them, outlets were in place. So I don't know where the outlets are now.
I mean, you've been in and out of that room all day.
Yeah,
so know where the outlets are. And you would notice if they weren't on the walls, right?
I probably wasn't. It probably slipped my mind to look at the outlets again. When Pedro came in with me and to get the kids out, it slipped my mind to look. But
Come on now, Supermom, don't let stuff like that slip their mind. You said you were Supermom,
yeah,
right?
but with all this stuff that was happening,
Okay.
we're trying to arrive kids and get kids out of a warm room.
Well, how warm was the room?
It was warm, like you could.
Was it uncomfortable?
It was comfortable, like I would.
It was comfortable?
And that type of room, I would sleep in that room.
You would?
Yeah, I would sleep
Okay.
in there.
So there's a window unit blowing in the living room, and that's around 75, 76 degrees. Okay, that temperature set on in there. Okay, it was really cool in the living room where the couches are, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we were in that room, we have a digital laser temperature reader. And a lot of people that install heating air systems, they do that to put the laser on the air, and it tells you that a very, very specific, very, very accurate temperature of the air, okay? While we were in that room, the average temperature in that room was 90 degrees. Now you're telling me the room
When
was
I
not
went,
uncomfortable.
it was not uncomfortable when I went in that the last time. Like the very last time, it was not.
But we got on scene pretty quick though. And according to you, you just checked the room
And then-
maybe 15 minutes prior to us showing up, right?
But the thing is, I didn't feel like it was that uncomfortable. And then Pedro said he was about to go in there to double check because I said I cannot keep going in there and fighting with Casper.
Okay.
So he said he was gonna go see what Casper was doing, and if he had brought the DM heater back in, and if he did, he would take it out and put it up.
Okay. So we did multiple readings in that room, and the coolest temperature was about 80 degrees. But the other two were 89.4, 86.3.
Because Pedro's the one that went to go check on them.
89.2, 88.8, 89.4.
Pedro went in before me to go check on them on that one before we had to call you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he checked, but I was on the phone still with insurance,
Okay.
and I was about to start washing some of the dishes as well. And then he came out talking on the phone, and then I walked towards the bathroom area, towards the front door, like had the front door basically like cracked, and he was screaming my name, so I came in. When I came in to see why he was screaming, saying Brittany, Brittany, all he said was Brittany. He didn't say anything else.
Okay. Well, listen to me for a second here.
And
So-
when I came in, that door was open.
All right. When
And
we
the last time
got on
I
scene,
checked, the last time
that
I
door
checked,
was open and closed probably 3 or 4 times of people walking in, just getting an idea of the layout of the room, okay?
Mhm.
Those temperatures were at 90 degrees with that door mostly open the whole time. So I know that that door was closed because those temperatures were very, very warm, okay? It wasn't open.
Because I
As
told
much as you're
Pedro
leading us to believe.
I told Pedro I had also at one point turned on that fan in that room, but Julio doesn't like the fan. He turns it off.
Okay.
And
So who's primary custody of those kids? Primary responsibility to watch those kids? Who is
I
it?
mean,
You. Okay.
but
So-
Pedro does steps up more.
So what? But majority of the time they're under your care and custody,
Mhm.
and you're checking on their welfare, and you're making sure they have
Legally,
everything they need.
legally I am.
I'm not talking about
Legally,
legally is one
no.
thing, but who's actually responsible for them?
It's equal.
It's equal.
Mhm.
Now, just a second ago you said it was you.
Yeah, but I thought you meant legally. Legally, yeah,
Legally,
it's
I
me.
know it's you.
Yeah, but
Okay.
not legally. You know,
All right.
we both step up to the plate and take even.
So I want to tell you something. They took temperatures of the boys' core temperature rectally at the hospital. Okay. Julio's was 108 degrees.
So they overheated.
108 degrees. Now, this is after being put in a cool ambulance and about a 35-minute ride and probably a 68-degree temperature ambulance and get to the hospital. So that tells me that the core temperature was higher than 108 degrees before they got into that ambulance and before they arrived to the hospital. Alex was 107. Core temperature now. That means their temperature had to come down a little bit once they got out of the house. Now you see what I'm saying? So something's not adding up here. Here's the thing. The doctors are in there working on your boys. And they're in critical condition.
I know.
All right. And we need as much accurate information as we
I'm
can. Listen to me. So we can give the doctors information that they need to treat them, okay? So I need you to be a little more forthcoming than what you've been telling me, because I'm laying some facts out here to you that you can't be disputed, okay? So I need you to be honest with me. If they were in that room with that door closed, that heater running longer than what you told me, and if you made a mistake and didn't remember correctly, I need you to be truthful and tell me now and correct it now.
The last time when I checked them, or between the one before the last and the last, I don't know if they shut the door. They could have shut the door.
Brittany, that couldn't have happened. You couldn't have. Both of you guys could not have been there in 5 minute, 10 minute increments. Listen to me. And their temperature gotten that high. If you guys are in there and you're saying the room's comfortable, or it's just a slightly warm, that means that door was closed. They were in there for an extended period of time with that heater running. Do you know the max temperature of that heater when it's turned on? Do you know the max temperature?
I never put it on that.
Listen to me. When I saw the heater myself, there's a dial that goes all the way around, okay? the dial was one down from the highest setting.
I never put it.
No, that's what the setting was on. You and Pedro said you pulled. You said you pulled the cord out of the heat of the wall, right, for the heater.
I did it the last time.
Okay.
Casper did it, but
Listen to me.
Before that,
The setting was on. Listen to me. This is crucial now. So we check the temperature of that heater when it's on its high setting like that. 150 degrees. Do you hear me?
Yes.
150 goddamn degrees.
Okay.
It's blowing in that room with that door closed with those boys in there. Now, did you lock them in that room?
I did not lock my kids in the room.
I'm asking, did Pedro...
You're yelling at me. None of us do that.
Listen, these boys are in critical condition, okay?
Pedro did not do it. Pedro did not lock them. I'm worried about my kids.
How long did you leave them unattended in the room?
I probably left them for maybe 10, 20, I don't know. Maybe I probably left track of time.
I've got to know. These babies are in critical condition up there.
I'm worried about my kids too.
I'm worried about them.
You don't think I'm worried about my kids?
I'm sure you are, but I need you to do a better job remembering what the hell happened. Because the facts aren't adding up to what you're telling me, Brittany. I'm not mad at you. I want the truth, baby. That's all I need.
I'm giving you the truth. I've told you all I remember.
You got to give me something else. When the deputy showed up on scene, that came out to the yard when you were there, you and Pedro were outside with the boys. When they took the boys in their arms to give them aid, to resuscitate them, CPR, AED, they said the skin was scorching hot.
He was not hot.
How can that not be, Brittany? Why would a deputy tell me that it was?
I didn't feel the skin as hot.
How does a deputy feel that with all of his gear on? How can he feel that? Why would he tell me that? He has no reason to tell me something that's not true. Help me figure out why I have a set of facts right here, and then I have what you're telling me.
The only thing I felt of warmness was like if the kids had a slight fever. Like if they just had an injection. That's all I felt.
Tell me why those kids were hot. Tell me why they're burning up. Is there any reason why they could have been burning up? Anything?
What are you saying, that I burned my kids or something?
No, I never said that. I'm not saying that either.
That I purposely put a heater in there to kill them? No.
Give me another explanation of why their bodies would be so burning up hot. Is there something else going on? Why would obviously there's no burn marks on the babies. I never said that. I'm not saying that you did that. Tell me why their bodies were burning up hot.
Maybe because of Julio putting on the heater a little bit way too hot than it should. Because when I put it on the heater, this is the heater knob. The very first one is up here. I put it like not even the halfway, that line that's halfway.
The setting is all the way around.
Okay.
When I got there.
Okay. When I put on that heater, I only put it up a little bit. I don't even put it all the way over. I only put it up a little bit. And that last night I put it on. It was like right here, the little piece right here. It was literally like this.
I see.
And I don't close my kids into rooms or nothing. And the kids slept with me last night. One slept with me and one slept with him. I'm not going to sit there and abuse my kids.
I'm not saying you did.
I'm not.
But
you're saying that if Pedro or me locked the kids in the room or something.
Do you think they were in there longer than you said they were?
I said they may have been because I was on the phone with the insurance company. Maybe you're right. Maybe I mistracked time. Maybe they're probably in there maybe a 5 minute, 10 minute more than probably what I'm thinking. Maybe my mind didn't click to the timing. You as a parent know that when you're doing stuff, sometimes you as a parent know this. So yeah, sometimes there's timings that you don't actually look at a damn clock.
Brittany, answer me something. Is it possible? And I'm on your side, darling. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm on your side, okay? But is it possible that those kids were aggravating the hell out of you while you're on the phone? Because they've done it to me before at my house. And you said, all right, I'm going to leave them in there. They're playing, have a good time. Let me take this phone call. I'm going right back in there and check on them. Did that happen? Just please tell me.
I don't do that. I left the door open.
Did you do that today?
No. I left
Did
the door
Pedro
open.
do it today?
No. I left the door open. When I did go in there a couple times, the door was cracked. And I told Julio, you know better. The door needs to be open. So mommy can hear you guys better. He said, okay, mommy. That's what he told me. Okay, mommy.
Brittany, something's not adding up, baby. Those babies have 108
Okay, well,
and 7 internal core
maybe
temperature
he said,
at the hospital.
Can I finish? Maybe, okay, after he said, okay, mommy, maybe I didn't notice when I was in the living room, like towards the hallway area, that door was maybe cracked or closed. And when Pedro went to go see them, when I went to, after he called me, the door was open. It wasn't cracked, it wasn't closed, it was open when he told me to come in where he was at seeing the kids. He told me to come in. So the door was open. How he found the door, I don't know. If it was closed, cracked, how it was.
Was Pedro supposed to be watching the kids while you were on the phone?
Yes.
Is it possible that Pedro locked the door or closed the door on the boys?
He won't do that.
He won't do that.
Mm-mm.
So did you close the door while you're on the phone to keep them from driving y'all crazy on the phone?
No, if I was on the phone, I would put them on the sofa, and if they were driving me crazy, put Julio on the sofa and let Alex walk around in the living room or crawl around the living room and put cartoons on. If it came to the point where I needed to make an appointment book on, they have a tablet and I have another iPhone 7 that I will give them as well. If they're bothering me too much, I will sit them on a spot where I can see them if they're on the sofa together and I need them quiet. I will set the volume down on the tablet phone and give it to them. But I'm not going to sit there and lock my kid in a damn room.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. Changing gears here a little bit. Have you had any contact with the Department of Children and Families, what you call CPS, while you've been in Tallahassee?
Once.
And when was that?
It was probably like, I don't know, 3 weeks, maybe a month ago.
And what was it for?
Because the incident of Julio running when I was in the bathroom outside the house before we changed the lock thing.
Okay. Did you have any direct contact with anybody at DCF regarding that incident?
No.
Why not?
Because I was at a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Did Pedro have contact with anybody at DCF about that incident? He did. Okay. What did Pedro share with you about that information?
That they said that that everything was okay at the time, and they will contact him or me in the near future.
Did they give Pedro any instructions to give to you?
He didn't. If they did, he didn't tell me. He said they didn't really say much.
Okay. Why would the DCF investigator tell me that she felt that you were avoiding her when she kept trying to get in contact with you?
I was at appointments. I have appointments.
Did you get voicemails on your phone from her?
No.
Any business card on the door at the home?
Mm-mm.
No contact at all?
Mm-mm. No business card, not even in the mailbox, nowhere. Because if I saw a business card, I would have called.
Okay. What's Pedro going to say when I go ask him about that question with DCF? Is he going to tell me that he told you what DCF told him?
He said something about, I don't know if it was DCF or he said he was going to do it. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of it because I was on medication. He said something about him putting maybe Julio in daycare and Alex.
So was there a set of recommendations that DCF gave him to give to you in regards to care for the kids?
I didn't see any paper.
Did Pedro mention that there was any recommendations or strong recommendations given by DCF for the both of you in care for these kids?
I didn't hear any.
You didn't hear anything?
I mean, all he told me was something about daycare and I was on medication. Like I just had a DNC that day. And I had 3 interviews that day for a job.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step out here for a minute. I'm going to go talk to Pedro, okay? And I want you to think seriously about our conversation, about the facts that I presented to you, the core temperatures of those babies, the temperature of that heater, the temperature of that room when I got on scene well after those boys had been transported and that door had been open. And it was still hot in that room.
So you're accusing me of...
No, you need to think about, seriously,
so
go back in your mind. And
okay, if you're going to be accusing me, I need to call a lawyer.
I'm not accusing you. I'm saying, help me find out why I have a set of facts saying this and you're telling me something different. That's all I'm saying. You need to figure out.
Because you're saying you keep asking me over and over again, have I locked my kids in a room or Pedro? And I keep telling you no. So if you're gonna keep asking me these questions, and I'm gonna also respond for Pedro, we need lawyers.
Okay. All right. He on that file.
So I need my phone so I can call my lawyer.
You stand by right there.
Not gonna accuse me of abusing my children. That is fucking ridiculous. I need my phone so I can call my lawyer. So now I'm being refused a lawyer. What a cute fucking state. Not gonna fucking sit there and accuse me of shit. I need my phone to call my lawyer.
We're not talking anymore.
I need my phone to call my lawyer now.
You can do it when you get up to the jail, okay?
I'm not going to jail because I need to call my lawyer.
Bye-bye.
I need my phone. I need to call my lawyer.
You're not getting your phone, okay?
Can I make a phone call? I have a free phone call and I'm not going to jail. Why am I going to jail?
Hold on, I'll be right back with you, okay?
No, why am I going to jail?
I'll be right back with you.
All I told you guys was the truth. I need to make a phone call. You guys are arresting me and accusing me of shit that I didn't even do. I need to talk to my lawyer.
Hey Pedro, just, I mean, you know the kind of the severity of everything, the extent of everything. The children being taken to the hospital, in pretty bad shape, okay? A lady with Department of Children and Family Services, I believe you spoke with, did you speak with anybody from DCF?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I was working months ago, the last time.
Yeah, okay. Well, they're here, and just due to the children and everything that happened, would you be willing to take let us get a sample of just a urine, just be in a cup for us to search for any kind of substances or anything that shouldn't be there. You understand me?
No.
Okay. A pee test,
Just,
urine test.
I don't know what is
Huh?
what is that?
What did you just pee in a cup? Yeah, like you ever been to a doctor and had to pee in a cup for a job or anything like that? Take a sample of your urine.
Oh,
Yeah,
the little
yeah,
thing like
yeah.
that. Here, this is for pills for the doctor, right?
Huh? Yes.
Yeah, but we was in the hospital.
No, would you be willing to take one right now? Hmm?
Me?
Yeah, you. No, you don't want to take one?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Were you under the influence of any kind of
No.
drugs or anything today?
No.
Huh? Like I said, I'm not here to judge you. You're not gonna be. You're not.
No.
Listen to me.
Look. I don't gonna stay in front of you here trying to tell you bullshit.
Take what?
I don't gonna try to bullshit in front of you.
Bullshit.
To asking me a question and answer you.
And that's
It's
no.
true. It's no.
Okay.
It's no. I don't know.
Well, what I'm saying, I'm not going. You're not going to be criminally charged for if anything's in your system by me.
Yeah, no. You can make a test or something. The other official asking me if you take drugs or something. So no, I just smoke weed, but I don't smoke anymore.
Like I said, we're not worried about a little weed or anything like that.
No.
So you don't want to take a test?
No.
Or no? Okay.
No.
All right.
You calm down a little bit?
Why are you guys arresting me? I didn't do anything.
Are you calm down a little bit?
Yes.
Okay, you can lower your voice a little bit. Okay? You calm?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to bear, that's all you got there on scene. Okay? Trying to keep you calm down because you're yelling. You gotta keep calm.
Your officer was saying that I...
Okay. listen to me.
That's what I asked for a lawyer because he kept accusing me of locking my kids in a room. I did not do that.
Hey,
He said, well, I need another answer.
hey. Well, here's the thing.
I'm
We
telling
have-
you guys all I remember.
Okay, well.
And you're telling me I'm being arrested and I'm going to jail.
Well, here's the deal. Okay? And we'll get into it more once we get everything put together. But right now, are you worried about your kids?
Yes, I'm worried.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on.
Okay. What's your little 1-year-old's name?
Alex.
Hmm?
Alex.
Alex?
Jonathan Alexius.
Okay. She did not make it. Okay. Your oldest son is still is still alive, but he's on life support. No, you can't see them right now. You need some help back up on your chair. You're not seeing them right now.
When can I see my kid, please?
That I can't give you. We're still, everything's still
Help
investigated.
me, help me.
Have a seat in the chair. Have a seat in the chair. Alright. Right now, like I said, we're investigating. These questions are being asked.
Can I talk to you instead of your officer, please? 'Cause I don't like how he was talking to me.
Okay. Here's the thing. You've asked for a lawyer. We can't just.
If I want to.
Okay.
Talk.
That's why we were asking the questions. We have to
But
find
he
out
was
these
asking me repeatedly if I locked my kids in a room, and I do not do that.
questions. Okay.
But
Well,
there may. Can I tell you, please? Can I talk to you, please? Or can you tell him to come in and you stay in the room, please?
all right. Are you saying you're wanting to talk to us without a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I know my rights and I know what I'm doing. It's fine.
Okay. Like I said, because we can't ask him now. If you want us, okay. Let me go get a pad and pen. Okay. If you need some more water, you get water.
Can I make a phone call to my mom?
I can't.
please?
I can't make. I can't let you use your phone right now. Because like I said, we don't.
Are you guys arresting me?
We're investigating. We're trying to get everything put together. Okay. Once we get everything put together, we'll make a decision from there. Okay. But like I said, if you're wanting to continue to talk, we'll continue talking.
I will talk, but I want somebody, if it's talking to you or if he said he has to be in here, but if you're in here, because
That's
you've
no
been
problem. Like I
trying to
said-
be nice to me, but
Like I
you
said,
said about the,
these questions have to they are tough questions. These are questions that get asked of us.
but majority of this stuff, he kept asking,
Well,
I'll let you get a padded,
Okay, yeah, we'll
But,
let
I
you get a pad and pen,
can
and
I- can I,
I can't let you use the phone right now.
no,
Okay?
did anybody say anything about my medication?
No,
Medication?
no, we left all that. We
At
didn't
my
want to collect it.
house.
Yeah, we didn't want to collect it. So it's still at your house, okay? Let me go get a pad and pen, and we'll be back in, okay? If you need,
My,
yeah, I was about to say, if you need this, you need this. All right, then, I'll be you right back, okay? I won't be gone long.
So my youngest
Hmm?
didn't make it.
No, ma'am. No. And your oldest is on life support right now.
So he's doing okay for right now? Or,
He's on life support. Basically, the life support is breathing for him right now.
but for right now, is it working okay?
All we're being told is that the next 24, 48 hours will say something.
And
Okay.
am I allowed to make a decision with my child?
We'll get back.
To that.
Right now, they're trying to save
Get
him.
everything else. I
They're,
know.
they're trying to save him, and that's
What
the
about
focus
I'm talking about the other one,
of- Okay.
the youngest.
The youngest. What do you mean? Make a decision.
Cremation, burial.
That'll come later. It's a medical examiner's case, so a medical examiner has to look at her and come up with a cause of death. Okay. It's a long process. You got ways off before you have to worry about the funeral arrangements and stuff. Okay.
Can I need like a hug or something because I don't.
I can't hug. Okay.
That's why I said I wanted to call my mom and pops.
I understand, but I can't allow you to phone on that. Let me go out there, talk to some people, and I'll come back in, okay? You got tissue, you got water.
Sorry.
No, it's natural reaction. Don't apologize. I can't, like I said, you've got all the answers, we've got all the questions. That's why we've been talking to you, talking to Pedro. Again, you've got all the answers, we've got nothing but questions. And obviously, the question that everybody's asking is why and how a 1 and 3-year-old could stay in a room for so long with a heater for so long that they literally have core temperatures, like Detective Brock told you, 108 and 106.5. Okay? It takes a long time. So you know that's You know, why and how? That's not done over 5 minutes. That's not done over 10 minutes. Not in the house. Not in the house to where you have an air conditioning unit on at 75 degrees in your bedroom and in the living room. It's nice and cool and comfortable. It's not nice, cool, and comfortable back in that room. And there's no way we walked in there. There's no way you can know that it's not hot because it was coming out into the living room, how hot it was. So how do a 1-year-old and 3-year-old with no bed, no play basket, nothing but a floor and towels in a room with a closed door, stand there that long? That's our question. How? Why?
I checked on them several times throughout the day as well after I fed them and everything. They were fine. But all I remember while I was on the phone with insurance was because Casper kept calling, Julio kept calling me saying, Mom, Mom, Mom. And he said something about look, and I said, I'll be there in a minute. Daddy's coming to check on you guys right now.
And this was back when they were in the back room.
Yes. And he had the door was open at that time. Because I walked to sit down the hallway to so they could hear me. And then Pedro said, well, I'm on the phone, can you go somewhere else? Because I'm on the phone and I'm hearing echo. I said, okay. So I stepped outside. I had my cigarettes in my pocket, so I lit up a cigarette. So from there,
Casper was calling for you to come here.
Mm-hmm.
He was calling for you to come here.
And then he said, and then I said, do you want me or do you want Daddy? I remember saying that. I said, if you want Daddy, Daddy's coming. It's Daddy's turn to check on you guys. He said, Daddy, come, Daddy, come. So when I went out to go smoke and Pedro went that way, I don't know what happened then, because Pedro looked for my recalling from that time once, and then some time passed while I was still on the phone waiting for a supervisor from the insurance company, maybe 10, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes, and then the supervisor came on the phone, and I was talking to the supervisor asking about why our bill was so high. That when we were told it was this amount and not this amount. So I asked, why is the bill this amount?
So when you're on the phone, you're outside.
Then
where's Pedro?
That's when I hear him scream, Brittany, Brittany. That's all I hear him scream. He doesn't say anything else. It's Brittany, Brittany, and then come.
Okay.
And then I come and I see it's my kid's living. I said, well, can you, and that point, can you grab Casper and I will grab Alex and we'll try to do this the best we can.
Okay, let me try to put you in this perspective, like how you just said it. It's not possible. Okay, it's not possible.
I don't know how far. I'm saying I don't know how. When I was on the phone with the one person I asked for a supervisor, that took 5 minutes. But from him checking and me on the phone on hold for a little bit, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30, I don't know. From that until when he checked, I don't remember when I checked last and then he checked, I don't remember the gap period. But I had told him several times before, can you go check on the kids? And he said, I'm about to go check. And then it got to when I was waiting for the supervisor, I said, can you go check on the kids? He said, okay, about to go right now. So he ended up going then.
Okay, so when you
that was that one time.
Okay, back up when you were checking on them.
They were fine. They were
Okay,
both.
when you checked on them,
Alex.
where? Because I heard you say that you unplugged the heater and unplugged the heater, and you never took the heater out of the room.
No, I took it out, but I put it at that point. I put it because I was tired of checking all the way to the sofa. I just put it right where the other door is to the room. I don't know if you went inside the house. Mm-hmm. The other door, going this way, end of the door here. I put it right there. When I should have just opened that door, put it in there, closed it, locked it. but I wasn't thinking because I was on the phone with insurance probably, and from then until when I put it outside the door of the other room.
But-
And I vaguely don't remember. I don't remember if I, at that point, if I put the thing back in, but he was saying that there was no, so I don't know what happened to all the, because there would have been 3 altogether, because there was the air conditioning connected to 1, so there would have been 1 and then another 2. So it would have been 3 more.
It's
What
still
is this called? The
receptacle.
no the child thingies.
Yeah, the plug blocker,
Yeah.
plug protectors.
The first couple times I went in there, I saw them.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe
Again,
Pedro will be on the phone. Maybe because he has a habit even with our bedroom door, Pedro, that when he closes the door, he locks it. So I don't know if he maybe. I know I wouldn't lock a door like that. I always lock a door with the key. So, especially with kids in the room, I'm not gonna lock a kid in the room. But maybe he wasn't thinking he was on the phone and it was just out of action. Maybe he pulled it and locked it. I don't know.
So
I'm not thinking.
Are you? So
I'm thinking
But
maybe
who-
that
but
maybe
who-
that maybe
but-
that's what happened.
who's?
And then the person who checked last before I had to call you guys was him. And then when I came in to help him grab kids out the room, the door was open.
Okay, so who's primarily responsible for the kids?
Hmm?
Who's primarily responsible for the kids?
Legally or?
Who's primary?
Oh, I mean,
Mom.
are you talking about legally or who takes care of the kids? Because who takes care of the kids is normally a split between me and him, but legally it's me. And I know I should have been more on top of stuff, but I was trying to make sure because I'm trying to pay bills because we have only a few days to pay bills, and we have money that we have to pay bills for.
I understand. That
And-
is a long time to leave a 1-year-old.
I
3-year-old,
left.
but leaving a 1-year-old with
I
a
left-
3-year-old.
I left them. Maybe it was maybe like 30 minutes. Probably max. I left them. Maybe 40.
Which is a long time.
Yeah, and
when-
supposedly between that time that I left them, he was supposed to go check.
Well, the
If
issue
that-
is that both of y'all, you're saying he's responsible. He says you're the primary caretaker, and that you're responsible. And I mean, I agree with you, and I agree with him. I mean, y'all been together what, 7 months?
More, we've been on and off because
On and off
I've
7 months, but
been more than 7 months.
more than
but,
7 months. But,
yeah.
but they're your kids.
hmm But he stepped up to the plate and said that he's their father.
So I mean, basically, you're saying both of y'all are responsible for the kids, and both of y'all let these kids play with a heater. I wouldn't say play with a heater, but you knew there was a problem with the heater, and then plug in and plug it out. Why not bring them out into the living room? Y'all are both home. Why not enjoy the living room? Why have them go back there knowing there's no toys back there? There's no toys in that room.
There was toys in there. I just don't know what
What-
Julio's done to him.
But what I'm saying is that at this point in time, when they were laying in there, there's no
There
toys.
was.
There's no toys.
Which to me it was weird because early in the morning there was toys.
You're exactly right. It's pretty weird that the only thing
And
in
there
this room
was
was
the stroller and
stroller and trash, and there's a trash bag of trash. There's other trash and a heater and towels. You're absolutely right. It's weird because it doesn't
because
make
the
sense.
times when I took out the heater, the first times I checked and everything else, there was toys in the room and everything. So I don't know what happened afterwards because Pedro's the one that did the rest.
Why'd y'all take out the mattress and the packing place out of that room, and why'd y'all take it out of that room?
What do you mean?
Well, wasn't there a mattress and one of those packing plates in that room?
Yeah, but we were supposed to rent that room originally. Recently, but the person decided they were not going to move in. and after that we were just going to use that for like storage and playroom.
And then back to DCF visit. If Pedro told you DCF showed up,
He never gave me a number or anything. I said, "Where did they give you a card or a number to call?"
wouldn't that worry you of saying, well, shit,
Yes,
what did
I
do
was
wrong?
worried.
DCF's number's pretty easy to find. It's
I tried to even call, but when he told me it was around Thanksgiving, and when I tried to call, it was like maybe a couple days before, after Thanksgiving.
So you're saying that he didn't tell you the safety plan that was put in place. So what do you think he's telling us?
He's saying he did tell me.
Y'all are sharing this thing together, and the house is worse now than it was when DCF worker went there. I've seen
They
pictures.
didn't tell me. He didn't tell me what they said or anything. There was
She
no
said
phone.
she said to clean up basically, and some other safety plans to help protect the children.
Which were.
I don't know word for word. I don't have the actual plan. That was told to Pedro, and Pedro says he understood and told you about it.
He never told me. All he said was something about clean up. But the only reason why the house was a mess now was because we were both working in Panama City for 9 days.
Okay, but if you were
And we weren't getting home until 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
but if you're out of town, there shouldn't be as much stuff inside.
When we came home, we would eat, and obviously, since of the time it is, we're too tired to actually clean the damn dish. And I told him, since there's no work today, I'm gonna have to do a big deep clean of the house, because I said this is ridiculous. I said you were supposed to help me clean, and that we were supposed to finish this job on Friday so that we would have been cleaning on the weekend, and now I have to clean during the week, so you're gonna have to pitch in and help. If not, I'm gonna have to clean.
And then what do the kids do while you're cleaning?
They sit on the sofa and watch TV, but if I'm in a room and they're not in the same room with me, then in that case, I move them to a spot where they're being seen, or I put Alex in the playpen and Casper or Julio on the sofa.
Which what you're telling me is responsible things to do. But today, they made their way back for, like you said, could have been 20, could have been 30 minutes into a room where the door had to be closed during that whole time to get that heat
And
the way it was.
and when I would go back there, the door was open. So I don't know if when Pedro went to go check a couple times, if he closed it by accident or what happened.
I mean, is it possible that when Casper called for your help, maybe there's something
Wrong with the door,
something wrong with?
Alex?
Mhm.
There could have been a possibility, but he called for Dad.
Well, after you said you want me or Dad, and Dad's fine, this whole thing could have been avoided maybe.
But when he went in the first time, when that happened, there was no problem. Then he went back to talk on the phone in the living room, and then some time passed, and that's when he said, "I'm gonna go check on the kids again. Maybe if they want some water or some juice or whatever." And then I said, "Okay, well, I'm still on the phone with the insurance company. They're giving me beef. They're giving me BS." And he's like, "Okay."
Well, and just like we talked about before, trying to figure out why.
The kids were in a closed room.
Well, not just in a closed room,
The heater and everything.
but there's nothing for them
to play with. And
to play with and do anything.
Yeah, and that's what I'm...
For them to be in that room for so long.
And that's another thing that I want you also mention that. And also, I feel like it's weird because the first couple times I went in there was toys. Alex had a little, he has one for the car and one for the house. It's a little, like, the little book thing made out of cloth. You probably know what I'm talking about. He had that. He had some little rattlers and everything. And all those little toys are some in that room and there's some in the other room that I have to clean. The reason that they were playing in that room was because after I got off the phone with insurance, I was going to go clean in the other room. Where we had moved the bed to the smaller room. Just probably a little bit bigger than this. And then from there, I would have went to clean the other room, then clean the hallway, then living room, and then bathroom, our room. because that's how I normally do it. I start in one room and work back. If it's starting in a big room, then where they were, and then small room, and then.
And I know what's normally done, but
Today, I don't know. I mean, if I was home by myself, this would not have happened. But
the
Pedro
issue is that you tell me what you normally do.
Normally, if I'm home by myself with the kids, that's what I do.
What's so interesting back in that back room with nothing that they would be going back?
I don't know. To me, that's weird.
Are they normally back there just
playing and pushing the stroller? Yeah, they sometimes push the stroller. They think that's fucking funny. They laugh about it all the time.
Just in an empty room?
They can play with the damn box and think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
They're weird. Well, one was weird.
Well, I'm just trying to get. I'm just trying to understand.
They play weird.
You're telling me what usually happens and what normally happen, and what you're telling me, what normally would happen, what usually would happen, what sounds good that would happen, is proper. But it just
because normally what would normally happen on a daily basis, if I was home by myself, is what I told you.
Well,
but when Pedro's home, he's supposed to pitch in and help with the kids, and he had to help a little bit more because I looked at the kids so many times, even since we got home, even before and after and everything. I woke up maybe at 4:35, checked on the kids.
Well, I put the 1-year-old in the pack and play. And that was one of the things that the DCF worker said that needed to be done was that.
The 1-year-old needs to be in a pack and play? Mm-hmm. He was in a pack and play to my acknowledgement. They were both in pack and plays, and they said that today, no, because
today they were free reign.
Because the only thing I remember him saying about DCF or CPS was that something about Julio in a pack and play. But it's a no-no.
Because but the thing is that you have who's taking care of the 1-year-old if you're on the phone doing stuff, and I mean I'm trying to figure out
I normally check on them, and then if I sometimes normally if I'm home by myself, if I know that room's feeling kind of stuffy to me, when I go in and check, I take out heater, take out kids, and move them. But when I've checked and taken out heater and everything, the room was fine.
But does a 1-year-old need to be on the floor?
I mean, I was doing on the floor because
but
he's
I'm saying
at the
in a
time.
room that you're not in there. I understand if they're on the floor and you're in there, but you're not in there. Pedro's not in there, and there's.
Because normally I would have Alex in the floor in front of us, yes, but I told Pedro, I said, once you go in there and check on them.
But why are they at the other end of the house?
We were literally in the living room at first.
Okay, but they're in the other end. They're out of sight.
And I told him, I said, when you go check on the kids, can you tell Casper to come out and bring Alex out? He said, okay. And it probably slipped his mind to bring them out.
But that's not what you told me. You told me that you told me to check on them.
I told him to check on them, but yeah, I then told him afterwards, I was on the phone, and I told him, it then came to me, I was like, why don't you let them come out and watch TV or something? Bring them out.
But you didn't, but you're mixing words now.
No,
that's not what you
You're telling me to try to remember, and I'm trying.
Okay, well, but you're saying, you're coming back in saying you remember something that I'd already said should have been done. Now you said, oh yeah, they should be there. So I'm trying to.
No, yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that.
I told him at one point. Yeah, I told him at one point was, the first thing I said was go check on the kids. Then I came back and I said, hey, wait. Matter of fact, bring the kids out and let them watch cartoons or something. I don't know. Put them on to watch TV. That's what I said to him.
Okay, but the thing is,
those are the exact words. I said it in Spanish.
They got in that back room. The little baby got in the back room. 3-year-old Casper got in the back room. Casper, can walk and all that kind of stuff because he's gotten out a couple times. Even neighbors have said, yeah, we've seen him down the road. We've had a deputy pick him up down the road. Okay, when y'all have been home. So obviously there is some supervision issues, which is why DCF is worried. Because even we've had our own deputy pick him up from down the road. Now we have a baby and a 3-year-old in the back bedroom of a house not being supervised. We have Pedro and you outside. You go outside and smoke a cigarette.
He was inside when I went outside.
Okay,
When he was outside, I was inside.
But you have a 1-year-old that's not being supervised in a back room, left alone for that. A 1-year-old, not in a pack and play, not in a little chair, not. Do you see what I'm seeing? That's why. Do you see what I'm saying? A 1-year-old, 3-year-old running around, all that kind of stuff, supervision problem, what have you. You know, that one kind of is that one's kind of under. Okay, you know, but a 1-year-old. A 1-year-old is not. They're mobile. They're very fast on their hands and knees and such, but they're back there. Y'all know they're back there, out of y'all's sight, out of your sight. There's no reason for a 1-year-old not to be in y'all's sight. You know, it's even one of those things. Oh, I laid him down in the pack and play. I laid him down in the crib and something. But we're talking about a 1-year-old that was not secured anywhere except on the floor, in a room, by himself with his 3-year-old brother for 20, 30 minutes. Whether it's Pedro's fault or your fault, the thing is, y'all were supposed to parent him together, and you had this 1-year-old. Do you see what that looks like in our eyes? Of saying how much this could have been prevented? I mean, you can say what normally happens. You can say what should have happened. You can say, well, I thought I told him this. I did tell him this. I didn't tell him that. But at the end of the day, whether you left him for 5 minutes, whether you left him 30 minutes, you left a 1-year-old baby on the floor, unsupervised. You see where I have a hard time grasping? I really do. I can't understand it, because to get, and that's the thing about this issue of it got too comfortable. You got too comfortable of saying that tells me that this 1-year-old has been by themselves on the floor many a times because
it was just.
But you got comfortable. It wasn't the first time because
It is the first time.
It's not the first. I understand. Okay.
Normally, I watch him like he's always.
But you got comfortable. But you got comfortable leaving the child by themselves. You and Pedro both got comfortable leaving the child by themselves, expecting a 3-year-old boy that leaves the house frequently. That, am I right to say he has developmental delays? Left the baby. So you see, you understand what that looks like. If you were looking at somebody doing that, if you saw another parent doing that, leaving their child by themselves, walking away, whether it's on the phone, whether it's smoking a cigarette, whatever, leaving them unsupervised in a room by themselves, would that not make you angry? Especially if they're not being.
And I'm angry at Pedro right now because I told him to help me. He's pressing me about all the payments and everything that has to be made, but he's not helping.
You know how many people have the baby on their hip and on the phone? They have the baby on their hip on the phone. Okay? It's co-parenting. You can't blame one parent over the other. Okay? So you gotta look at it from our. There were so many preventable things. There was stuff going on prior to today that gave you signs of you can't leave them alone. Correct? That's why you had the little knob things on the door, right? So you wouldn't get out. You see where I'm seeing this? You know, would have, should have, did this in the past. This is somebody getting comfortable with leaving their 1-year-old alone with their 3-year-old son. again, I don't know what else to say. I mean, if this, and it's like I said, this is historical. You know, again, our own deputy picked up your 3-year-old down the street, and you didn't even know he's gone.
I was in the bathroom.
That's a long time, but you see,
I was not even in the bathroom that long. I went to the bathroom
but
that day, and
you see,
before I went to the bathroom, I checked on him, and the baby was asleep. So I went to, and he was sitting there playing with the Liam car toy, and I was like, okay, well, he's fine. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I went to go use the bathroom, and then next thing you know, I hear somebody banging on the door, and it was your deputy.
But again, there's a time frame there that you go to the bathroom. He doesn't all of a sudden get ready, set, go, and goes out the door. He comes out, he goes down the street, long ways. Somebody has to call us, okay? That takes time, okay? Somebody calls us, we get our dispatch agency gets the call. Then they have to find a deputy to dispatch it to. Then by the time they dispatch to the deputy, then the deputy has to take driving time to then come and go around the area to try to look for the kid. Then the deputy finds the kid, then comes and knocks on your door. That's a long time. A long time. Okay, and that's the issue that's the issue that's going on, is it? And now we've come to you've had all these warning signs of, I need to pay attention to the kid. I need to pay attention to the kids. Let me go see what Pedro has to say.
Go my foster parents, please.
No, right now, we don't, can't use the phone right now. But
I'm being arrested.
we are looking at different things. Again, it's just it's negligent. It's extremely negligent. Would you agree that it is kind of negligent?
Yes, I messed up today doing that.
But just today?
I've been going to work and doctor's appointments and everything else, and
has he not got? But
yes,
has Casper not gotten out?
yes.
Did he not get out when you were in Virginia or
No.
Maryland?
No.
We got documentation of in Maryland that he got out there too.
No.
And he's got out once with our deputies found him. Neighbor down the street has found him out.
This has only happened twice.
Have you been on Dunn Level Road and Ann Church Road? Meaning, have you seen the traffic?
Yeah, but
would him not being gone once not scare you enough to say?
Yes, and I put the forms for him not to be able to go out. I mean, I put the little things on the doorknob and everything. I'm being a responsible parent and putting stuff on the door, and I'm also watching him to the best of my ability. I feel like I probably do more than Pedro some of the times with those kids. He wants me to cook. He wants me to clean. Yeah, sometimes he even gets mad at the kid that wants to hit them. Sometimes. Yeah.
But he's not their biological dad. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and not saying that they're not, he hasn't done lies. But, so there might be some mindset there of, well, they ain't my kids.
No, he helps, okay. But there's times where he's like, fuck it. And yeah, there's times where he's like, can you go check on the kids? And blah, blah, blah. And the kids could be like just sitting there playing, laughing, and giggling. And he's like, oh, I have a fucking headache. Go check on the kids. Shut them up or something. I'm like...
And there's sometimes a disconnect between a biological father and just a guy that wants to be a dad every now and then. But it comes down to, if y'all are co-parenting, great, but apparently it wasn't working out.
And I was talking to, because of all this other issues with him, hammering down on me with stuff that he's fucked up with, that he's slipped up, because I've given him several times money for rent, for all the rent and everything. Can I go?
Well, but the thing is,
because of all the stuff that I'm trying to explain to you,
yeah.
he has been kind of really controlling, big red flags, as my mom would say. He's hit my kids maybe once or twice, and I told him don't do that. And he did it recently again, and I told him, you know what? I'm done. You need to stop. If you're going to co-parent, you need to do it right. And I hammered him about that, but he's been hammering me on some other shit that, like, he should be more attentive to. Like, we were supposed to go half with the rent as well. I gave him $600 for the rent and $100 whatever for, the light bill. I paid car insurance for him. The car's in his name. I paid the car insurance, the car payment, everything else. I'm paying all the bills. And we're late right now on a phone bill, a cable bill. And that's the only thing we have to pay. And I told him, I was like, you know what, I'm done. Either you can step up to the plate or I leave. And you're not going to know when I leave.
And I'm not ignoring that fact and whatever.
And I had plans as well as...
But I'm getting...
Because
but the kids are more important than any of that.
And that's why that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
Because of the fact that my kids, I told him my kids are my main priority. If you're not going to stick it up as a man and help me around the house and also with the kids, then I'm going to go to Ohio with my sister. There I know my kids will be safe, and even if it's for temporarily giving my rights to my sister until I can get on my feet over there, I'll do it. Because Casper already shown several signs that he's not right with us right now. He needs a little bit more formality. You're not giving it to him. I'm trying to give it to him, but
DCF has reached out to you, and you've been in contact with DCF when you were up in Maryland, and they could have gave you the help. You want to reach out to them? Down here, they try to get a hold of you.
They didn't get it. They didn't leave anything on my mailbox or anything. Not on my door, nothing.
Because Pedro was contacted and said that he contacted you and told you that DCF was here.
But all he said was something about
okay, but
what I told you, like.
But again, that would lead a reasonable person to believe, oh, let me contact DCF. They're contacting me. I gotta find out what the heck they're.
And I tried to contact, but he didn't tell me until it was around Thanksgiving. Oh well, a few weeks ago, the social workers came out, and I'm like, when was this? He said a couple weeks ago, and I said, and you couldn't tell me this a fucking couple weeks ago? He's like, I forgot, and I was like, you're real fucking smart. So I tried calling, and when I tried to call, it kept ringing, and then I look at my phone, I'm like, shit. It's Thanksgiving week.
But we can go over it, but the fact is today, neither one of y'all pays, and again, 3-year-old, but then again, I keep on going back to 1-year-old being left unsupervised.
Because at one point,
not even secured.
At one point, I did put Alex, the 1-year-old, in the stroller. Because Casper said he wanted him in the stroller so that he could push him around in the room, like in the square or whatever. So I did put him in there for a little bit. And then when Pedro came, maybe he took him out and put him on the floor. Because when I came in, he was on the floor.
Like I said, that's, there's so many supervision and neglectful issues going on between both of y'all. And Pedro's saying some things, you're saying some things. The fact of the matter is that, it was, the best supervision wasn't given to these kids today. That's a fact.
And I agree with you, and I know that, you know, if I noticed that Pedro wasn't doing what I should have, you know, stepped up, but I wasn't.
1-year-old should have never been left alone. By
And I thought that 1-year-old was still in the stroller because I still heard it noise hearing noise in the room. So it didn't really come to me like maybe something was wrong, you know, or anything could be, you know. I thought they were playing still, and then after that, I don't know when it happened, like time frame from.
Like I said, it was quite a bit of time they were left unsupervised. Let me go out here and discuss some things, and we'll let you know where we're going from here.
Am I allowed to go to my house or anything? Or?
Let me go out here, have some discussions, and then we'll give you the plan from here, okay?
So I'm not going to be able to see my kids today.
All right.
So the
youngest one is over at the medical examiner's office. Casper is on life support.
And so I won't be able to see them until tomorrow?
And probably, well, you won't be able to see the youngest one. Yeah, Alex.
When would I be able to see Alex? Would I have to get a business card from you guys, or?
I honestly can't, because it's gonna be the medical examiner's gotta do their thing. There's an autopsy that's gonna be done to determine cause of death. And then there's tests being ran on Casper to find out what happened to him. But obviously, with the core temperature,
That's heat.
like I said, it takes a lot. And that was when they get those core temperatures they gave you, just like the Brock gave you, or when they got to the hospital. That doesn't include when they were taken out of the room, that kind of stuff. So they were a lot harder than that. Which again, takes a lot.
Can I please call my mom?
Not right now, but let me, faster I get out here and discuss some things, faster we can let you know what's going on from here, okay?
Brittany, you okay? What do you need? Some water? Oxygen? Alright, slow down your breathing. Look at me. Look at me. Slow down your breathing. Look at me. Slow down your breathing. Okay? Look at me. Concentrate on me. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Look at me. Look at me. Brittany, look at me. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay?
How long have you guys known about my kids? How long have you guys known about my kids?
And we've been getting updates. So we knew about one an hour or two afterwards, and we were waiting on word for the other
Because
one.
I've been asking ever since they've been put in the ambulance,
They haven't.
and nobody told me
You have
anything.
not been asking.
Yes, I have. I
Okay.
even asked on them right here and everything.
Okay.
I've been asking the sheriffs and everything.
Okay. I've been around most of the time you've been talking, and you have not
I
asked.
asked.
You've asked maybe twice since you've been here, and before I told you.
No,
Okay.
I've been asking.
Right. Well, either way, that's the status of them right now. Is that what you need to ask me?
Was like, am I going home? Like
No, man. We're doing arrest paperwork. You're being charged tonight. Going over to the jailhouse or detention facility
Oh.
for tonight. Okay.
I have a cat. I have to pay my rent. If not once I pick it up.
You're being arrested.
Can I call somebody right now?
When you get over to the detention facility, they'll give you a phone call.
Is he getting arrested? Am I the
No,
one?
we're still building something on him, but right now you the deputy's out there waiting, and here shortly they'll be taking you on over. Okay, and then you can do your
I
phone
need
call.
to get my phone. I need to get the phone numbers out of my phone.
Okay, we'll see how that goes, and then get you on over there. Okay, so we'll be right back.
Am I just going for tonight or
Whatever the judge says from here,
when do I see the judge?
either tomorrow or Thursday. All right, be right back with you.
Okay, Miss Brittany, do us a favor, stand up, put your hands behind your back, please.
You guys can't arrest me because I'm feeling suicidal.
Okay, well, we'll let the jail know.
We'll
Stand up,
tell
put your
the
hands behind your back.
If something happens to my other child, I'm gonna kill myself.
Okay,
Yes,
we'll
ma'am.
tell the jail, ma'am. Turn around,
Turn
put
around.
your
You
hands behind
can't
your
put
back.
I can't put my hands behind my back because I have a messed up arm.
Okay,
We're
we've
gonna-
got two
I
hands.
got two.
Two hands,
They
two
won't.
sets
We
of
won't.
handcuffs.
Just turn around.
Ah. You're hurting my arm,
Okay.
and it's too tight on my wrist.
Alright, we'll
It's
fix it.
cutting off my circulation.
Fixed it.
It's still tight.
Okay, well, we're going a very short distance, okay?
Just step on out.
So I told you I was gonna give you an update on the kids, right? I got bad news. Alex is dead. And Julio, not looking good either. He got about a 20% survival chance. So the issue I'm dealing with is I know they were in that room longer than what we're hearing because their core temperatures were so high. So one of them was 108 core temperature, the other one was 107. And that's after a 35-minute ride in the ambulance at 70 degrees. So the doctor said they show all the classic signs of heat exhaustion. So Alexis is dead because of the heat. Brittany's going to jail right now. We're charging her with negligent homicide. I don't know what that is in Spanish. Do you understand what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry to tell you that. I know that upsets you. But we're very serious about the investigation, what's going on. Right now, I'm not looking at you as a suspect, but I want you to understand something. That she's trying to put you, like I said earlier before he came in, she's trying to say that you have something to do with being responsible for their supervision.
To tell you the truth, I don't know what she said, but
I'm telling you,
yeah.
that's what she said. She says, you and her have equal responsibility for taking care of the kids. So I personally feel that you've been honest with me the whole time. You're honest with me about your immigration status, which a lot of people don't do that. You've been very cooperative in the interview, very patient. Her, on the other hand, a little bit different. So we're waiting to see what happens to Julio. He may not make it tonight. He may not make it. So here's the thing. I could charge you with negligent child abuse, causing great bodily harm. I could put you in jail for that tonight. I have enough to do that because you and Brittany were home and were in charge of seeing after the kids. Even though they're not your biological kids, you're still a responsible adult that has some claim of legal claim to have to watch over those kids and make sure they don't harm themselves. Although you're not the biological father and you're not the primary caretaker. The way the law looks at that is that you have a duty and a responsibility to ensure the kid's safety just as much as Brittany does. But I decided not to charge you with that. Okay? I'm gonna let you go free tonight. But here's what I need you to understand, okay?
Okay.
Pedro, do not leave Leon County. If you leave and go to Texas or you go back to El Salvador, New York, somewhere like that, I'm going to change how I think about you. And then I may end up charging you and creating a warrant for your arrest. So right now, you're considered a witness in this case. You understand that? And I'm not charging you. Okay?
I'll give you this back.
Yep.
Sure, it's okay.
Nothing came out yet?
Nope.
Nothing came out yet?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
We're almost wrapping up here. Thank you. So I'm treating you as a witness to what happened. I'm not going to charge you with a crime. Okay? I'm going to let you go home tonight. You're a free man. Brittany's not going to get out of jail. Okay? She's not going to get out of jail. She's been charged with homicide. She's being charged with the death of Alex. And if Julio dies, I'm going to charge her with Julio's death. Because she neglected those kids in that room in extreme hot temperatures that caused them to die. That contributed to them dying. You understand that?
Why I can't live in here?
Huh?
Why I can't live in here?
Why you can't leave here?
Mm-hmm.
Because this case is going to go to trial. And I'm going to need you as a witness.
I gotta leave here?
I mean, I have two options to keep you here. I could charge you with a crime and put you in jail and tell the judge don't let him out. Or I could say, Pedro, I know you didn't mean to cause any harm to the kids because of how you've been honest with me and forthright in here. And I'm putting it on Brittany and not you. But I'm asking you man to man, okay? Your word that you stay in Leon County. Okay? Until this thing goes over. Okay? You can continue to work in Leon County and do what you can do, but here's the thing about him. Okay? They're here because they can put a detainer on you and require you to check in every 30 days. I think I'm going to do that. Now, if we do that, then that'll allow you to go to Panama City and do work and come back. Okay? If that'll help you. If that'll help you stay here, then I'm okay with that. Okay?
Yes, sir. If we write up a detainer for him, would you guys hold him?
Will we hold him?
Yeah.
I can't hold him in jail.
Okay.
I'm not charging him.
Okay.
So, but I want to see if we can but I want to put a detainer on him at some point.
Okay.
See if we can hold him. So, you see what I'm saying? See what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So, you're here as not a citizen of the United States. You've been here 10 years. You haven't been in trouble. That's great, man. That's great. But now this is a serious situation. And I need you to stay. I need you to stay and help me. Because these boys need justice. I know there's more to the story. I know there's more to what happened in the house today. And I'm not getting it from you. I'm not getting it from Brittany. Okay? And I know you're telling me everything, but there's still some things missing. Those boys were in that room for a long period of time. They did not leave. So I don't know if they They didn't. They weren't allowed to come out because maybe the door was locked, or something happened. Because children typically are in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. They want to be around mama. They want to be around papi. You know. So for whatever reason, they were in that room. I don't know if they were strapped in that stroller. Both of them strapped in that stroller. Was that the case? There's a stroller, double stroller, in the bedroom. I know.
Play with the.
Did Brittany strap him into the stroller and leave him in there for a while?
No, they was playing in the floor.
I understand, but there's no toys in there. What could they be playing with?
No, just around.
But I can't see how a kid that can open doors and go, and he's hot, not walk out the door. How does that happen?
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's human nature to want to get out of an uncomfortable position. Like a room that's over 100 degrees. 120, 130, 140 degrees. Like I said, that heater, when it's turned on, it's 100 to 150 degree temperature. We can't sustain that. You know, kids get overheated in a car, like 120 degrees, they'll pass out. Just like Julio and Alex did. Then they die in the car when the parents forget them because it gets so hot. Same thing was happening in that bedroom. Same thing. So I don't believe the door was open. I don't believe they came out of the room. All the evidence tells me they were inside the room and never came out because that's how the temperature got so hot. Because they were still in the room the whole time with the heater running. There's no other explanation for what happened. So you and Brittany should have paid closer attention to those kids in that room. Somebody dropped the ball between you and Brittany. And that's what happened. That Alex is dead. He's not here anymore because nobody checked after them. So when I was asking you the questions earlier about Brittany and how well she takes care of the kids, that's why I was asking you those questions. Because I don't believe that she paid attention to those kids like she was supposed to. Or she told you to check on them while she was on the phone and you never checked.
Believe me, I was always take care about the kids. But like I told you, I was working every day, and I don't know if you told me something, and I was thinking that maybe she lied me at some point, or I don't know what happened, because you told me now that she has charged about, I don't know, the other reason, I don't know.
Did you know her in Virginia before you came down here?
No.
Okay.
I was talking with him because my English is very good. I was trying to explain what happened. My other roommate bring Brittany to here, not me. And
What, do you know Brittany's history with her kids? She had 3 kids taken from her.
No, just for
She
video
had,
call.
She had 3 kids up in Virginia, and she said, "Here." She told Virginia, "Here, take them. I don't want them."
Shoot.
She was found in the woods with 4 kids. They had nothing to eat, no clothes. They just living homeless in the woods. And they took kids from her. She's got a lot of history of neglecting the kids, not taking care of kids, and abusing the kids. She has history everywhere else. So bad that the state of Maryland sent a message to Florida and said, "Hey, she's in Tallahassee. Y'all need to go check on those kids to make sure they're okay. We're afraid for their safety because she's such a bad parent." That's who's been living with you. So I don't think she paid attention to those kids. I think she paid attention more to you than she does the kids. Now, when the kid went outside in the street, Alex went out to the street the other day, what were you and Brittany doing in the house? Were y'all having sex?
That was Sunday.
Were y'all having sex?
No, I was sleeping.
You were sleeping?
Yes, my unique day off. I was sleeping. the sheriff knocked the door. He said they told me that the kid was on the street. That was the reason I changed
Yeah.
the doors.
Okay.
And take care about
Yeah.
the locks, everything.
Um,
I'm trying to do everything
to keep him inside.
do it.
Yeah. But something happened in that room, man. He wasn't. Those two boys weren't allowed to leave, and they got exposed to that heat, and they got overheated, and one of them died. The other one, like I said, he's very close to dying. He got about a 20% chance of making it. This is because they got overheated. So I want to get some information from you before you go. I got a deputy who's going to take you home, okay?
Okay.
Who do you work for? Do you work for a man or a company, or who do you work for doing construction?
I told you I quit my
You just quit?
my last company 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I started to work for myself.
Okay, you're working for yourself.
Yeah, that was the reason we was late in my house yesterday.
Okay.
Because some guy don't want to pay me.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna. Could you mind writing down his phone number for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get all his contact info. I just want to talk to you real quick.
Okay.
Out here real quick.
All right, give me a second.
Okay. Oh, shit.
If Brittany had children so she could collect some financial support from the government, then she had no motive to intentionally kill the children. However, it is obvious that she raised those children in awful conditions, and she neglected her children. As the de facto father, Pedro was an accomplice to the mistreatment of these children. It seems that those so called parents used the hot room to control the kids, to keep them quiet when they needed the children to be quiet. This is child abuse in and of itself, but then they left the children in the hot room for too long, and in the end, one of the children, the 1-year-old, died. Both Brittany and Pedro were charged with aggravated child abuse and manslaughter. Brittany tried to enforce a supposed plea offer from the state for a 20-year sentence, but her motion to enforce was rejected. She then pled no contest, reserving the right to appeal that ruling, and received a 30-year sentence. She testified for the state in the trial against Pedro, which happened a few days ago. Pedro also testified on his own behalf. We still do not know the current whereabouts or circumstances of the surviving 3-year-old child. Be sure to check out the other videos about this case. Thanks for watching. Deep Dive True Crime.